You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. What it do, what it do, what it do. Good, great, grand morning to y'all wonderful, beautiful people, my brethren and sistren, boys and girls, ladies and lads, hermanos, mi hermanas, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Oh, whoa. It's a little loud. Hold on. It's a little loud on my side. My bad, my bad. Yep. We are here. We're a little, tardier than usual. You know, we usually start at 8 o'clock. Today we're at 8:45, so you know, but I am going through a little schedule change too, so we'll see how it goes. But I said this a couple of days ago, but just in case you missed it, you know, we are going through a slight little schedule change, you know, so screens might be inconsistent for the next week or so while we get those things straightened out. So you know what I'm saying, have a little patience and bear with your boy, but we gonna still be here though. You know our thing. We always get the hustle off the muscle. Always get the hustle off the muscle, man. But yeah, so got a couple things to talk about. Not too much this Monday. It's kind of a slow week because, you know, there's not really too many fights this weekend. I think the only fight this weekend is what's his name? Jack Catterall, El Gato, going against Harlem Eubank Jr. And I think this would be Catterall's debut at welterweight. So that'll be in England. So you know we're gonna tune into that and see how that goes, man. Don't forget to smack that like button. Before you get started with all that stuff and bonbons, let's go ahead and say our prayers and thanks to the Most High. So join me and bow your heads and be grateful for this wonderful Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, some say. In Jesus' name, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for waking us up to see this wonderful Tuesday. We ask you that you lead us into this Tuesday with peace and prosperity and progress, Lord. Whatever we're going through, whatever we're working with, whatever we are currently struggling with or striving with. Let us seek progress. Let us be progressive with our state of mind, but also progressive in our actions as well, and stay focused as well and dedicated. And if our dedication is slipping, Lord, please provide us some extra motivation so we could be so we could rededicate ourselves. You know, we always want to be disciplined as well, because sometimes motivation wavers or decreases or dwindles, but when you're disciplined, it stays consistent. And we ask you for discipline. We ask you for direction and correction and protection. We ask you for all your blessings to shine through in our lives, and move forward, and be expressed as in our, and be your blessings be expressed in our actions, as well. I was trying to say, Lord, and please just forgive us for our sins as well, and all of us that are going through anything, please, Lord, just shine your light on us, and let's have the faith in you to know that we will get through. I also want to set up a prayer for the Perez family, mi hermano Oscar and his family, and sincerest condolences to them. I don't want to disclose too much, but yes, Lord, so please be with their family. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's get it. All right, amen, amen. All right, so look. So we have a little news, man. There's a Berlanga De La Hoya beef, which I saw it, of course, but I didn't think it was anything that was like anything worth talking about. But of course, everything is worth talking about, these days. So we got Edgar Berlanga, and apparently they had a war of words, and Berlanga said, "Hey, man, when I see Oscar, I'm gonna slap him." and Oscar said, "I'm not going." He wasn't going, so he had a response to him. So let's check it out what Oscar had to say, man. Let's see what Oscar had to say about getting smacked by Berlanga, potentially getting smacked, I should say.
Edgar Berlanga, I have a huge surprise for you July 12th. I'm going in for William Cepeda, but you know what? I cannot wait to see you. You say you're gonna slap me? I dare you.
He got the blood.
Edgar Berlanga, I have a...
Yo, Oscar smoking on the blunt, y'all. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. The man smoking on the blunt, y'all. That's crazy. But shout out to Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, that's how you should react, right? I mean, if someone threatens to get physical with you or threatens you at all, he's a former fighter. Of course, that's how he's supposed to respond, man. So, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I hope nothing happens, but that's how Oscar's supposed to respond. It's like you ain't gonna slap somebody. What's wrong with you, man? And I think that Edgar Berlanga, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. July 12th, as you know, he said July 12th he's there for William Cepeda. So William Cepeda would be fighting Shakur, and obviously Edgar Berlanga would be fighting Hamza Shiraz. So hopefully it's not something that distracts Edgar Berlanga, because while I do have Edgar Berlanga beating Hamza Shiraz, this is the Berlanga. I mean, Shiraz is not going to be an easy opponent. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I think he's going to be competitive until Edgar Berlanga knocks him out. I think Edgar Berlanga is going to knock him out early too. I ain't gonna say early. I'll say about mid rounds, like 7. But if not, the further it goes, then the more benefits Shiraz, because Shiraz is a better boxer. Don't get it twisted. So we'll see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. Now I want to say this though. I want to show y'all this. Shout out to Pugilism. Anubis was good. I want to show y'all this though. And this is what so Amanda Serrano said, "My recommendation is to stay away, little bro. Don't want a lawsuit. We need our money to buy nice things. Stay focused and get that bag." So Edgar Berlanga says, "What if he tries to slap me? He said he's going to slap me now." so Amanda Serrano chimed in because that's her Puerto Rican brethren and stuff like that. So said and then so she tried to reassure him and say, he better not. I promise he won't. He would get beat up and sued. He's not crazy. You're way too big for him. If he does, it'll be the biggest mistake of his career. Just ignore it. Laugh aloud, bro. I think she meant to say little bro again. We have so much going on and a lot to lose. I wouldn't want to see that happen. Stay focused. Which she is right. She's right. I think you should stay focused. I don't think that's gonna happen anyway. It's just media attention for the upcoming fight. But Edgar Berlanga also said this though, which I thought was really funny. He said that time Oscar tried to shove me. This time Oscar tried to offer me some coke. Bro, this is the funniest thing. So in light of this, so if y'all remember this training video where he was training for, I believe this was either for Canelo or for Drake McCrory. I can't remember. It was a while ago though, but I thought this was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen, man. Edgar Berlanga, I don't know what he's doing, but he's trying to say that he was dodging Oscar De La Hoya trying to offer him some coke, right? So in light of that, you know, I said this for a while what I was gonna do, and in light of that, this is what we did, man. We got a new alert, chat. One time for Edgar Berlanga. This is our new this is our new alert, chat. Check it out. I don't know when we're gonna do the drop and spam the alert, but whenever we do it, that's the alert, man. I haven't decided for what it will be for. I don't know if it's gonna be for a certain amount of super chat. I don't know if it's gonna be for somebody doing something funny. I don't know, or somebody dropping some knowledge and dropping an exclusive on us. I don't know what it'll be for, but that we definitely have that alert now. I said I was gonna do it for a while, and I just thought it was appropriate time, so I did it last night. You know, during all this beef. Anubis says, he says Shiraz. Anubis on. Let me pull up the chat. My bad. Sorry about that. He said Anubis says. Yeah, he's spazzing out. So Shiraz got gifted a drop. Man, a gift? Man, I'm talking about Christmas gift, birthday gift, anniversary gift, Valentine's Day gift, Easter, any gift for any holiday that you observe. That's a gift that he got. He should not have beat Bronco Adames. Carlos Adames, I ain't gonna say he beat the hell out of him, but he beat him convincingly. I don't know how he got gifted he was a beneficiary of a robbery. It was crazy, man, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't think he'll get gifted. I hope he doesn't get gifted with anything against Shiraz. You know, I mean against Berlanga. If Shiraz wins though, let Shiraz win. You know, I'm not against Shiraz. But yeah, that doesn't make me like him anymore. It's not his fault. You know, fighters fight, judges judge, officials officiate. So it's not his fault that he was a beneficiary of a robbery, but he definitely was. You know, and not to mention he's Turkey's ring ambassador. You know, so and that was in Riyadh season, and you know, that was the same fight that Turkey was like, you know, he told him exactly how many points he was down on the scorecards, and it wasn't open scoring. So people say, oh, why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem because it was close scoring. You know, if you want to be open, I'm cool with open scoring, but let it be open scoring. Don't break the rules to benefit your fighter. You know, if you want to be neutral, then you should have went to Carlos Adames' corner and told him how many points he was up, and then everything would have been fine. But you can't just tell one person some information, divulge some information to one side and not the other. Then it shows that you're showing favoritism. You know what I'm saying? You're not being impartial like you should. You're showing partiality. That's never right. You know, Shiraz cool with Turkey, so of course, yeah, exactly. So, you know, and then not to mention Bronco Adames, you know, we don't really see Al Hayman's presence. We never really see Al Hayman anyway, you know. Hopefully he's doing good from a health standpoint, but he's with PBC, right? And PBC has the least amount of representation in Riyadh, right? What I mean by that, I'm not talking about from a fighter standpoint. I'm talking about from like a promoter and even a administrative standpoint. You know, say like for example, Matchroom fighters will be there, but Eddie Hearn's there. You know what I'm saying? The head of Matchroom. Top Rank fighters will be there, but Bob Arum will be there. You know, the head of Top Rank. Oscar De La Golden Boy Promotions will be there. Oscar De La Hoya would be there, you know, as a representation, you know. So with PBC and Queensberry, Frank Warren, so on and so forth, Boxer, Ben Shalom. But with PBC, you don't really see any representation there, so it's easier for those fighters to get dogged, you know what I'm saying, or sabotaged. In my personal opinion, you know, you don't have the representation, so it just looked bad, you know. But you know, let's keep it real as well. You know, sometimes we see cards where there's robberies too, so it's not the first time we've seen a robbery, but that one just looked particularly bad because it has a microscope on it. But you know, we saw, what's the name, Natasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer, when Michaela Mayer got robbed in England. That was a Riyadh season affiliated. Oshiki Foster got robbed with Rob Hobson Kasesau. That was Top Rank. That wasn't Riyadh season affiliated. So we can't pretend like all robberies only happen like they're exclusive to Riyadh, but that one just looked particularly bad. And then not to mention, in a short period of time, another robbery transpired. Well, was that one first or after? Anyway, it was within, I think it was like within 2 weeks. Dave Allen got robbed with Johnny Fisher. Remember, he whooped Johnny Fisher, knocked him down twice, and he still took an L. And then he got it back on the rebound. You know, they had a rematch, and Dave Allen didn't leave it to judges. He knocked that boy clean out. But, you know, it was just a short span of time, and it was multiple robberies. So he said, spazzing out, bugging out moments, dodging close calls and robbery calls, good Q2. Yeah, dodging smoke moments. I'm telling you. Yeah, there you go. Dodging smoke moments. There you go. That could be it. That could be it. Spazzing out, bugging moments. You're right. I like that pugilism. Shout out to pugilism, man. I like that. You're right about that. Anubis said they're gonna make Berlanga versus Shiraz a draw if it goes to decision. I'm telling you, unless Shiraz is whooping him, you know, which is a possibility because Shiraz is a better boxer, you know. But I got Berlanga by stoppage, man. And I don't know if it's just because I like Berlanga, but Berlanga's funny, man. He has me rolling, so I'm hoping Berlanga wins. He said, what's good, Team Slime in the building. He said, what up, Doc? Salute the chat. What's going down, man? Chilling, man. Chilling. He said, taking Roach was a robbery on PBC. Yeah, right. Exactly. Some people I don't think it was a robbery. I thought it was controversial because of the lack of a knockdown. That was called the knockdown. The points should have been deducted. He should have lost 2 points. But I can't say it was a robbery for me because I don't know how it would have ended. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that knockdown was counted, we can't assume that Tank would not have responded with more fervor, right? He might have approached the fight differently with more intensity, and maybe he would have got a little reckless and got knocked out. Or maybe he would have got a little more focused and, like I said, fought with more intensity and knocked out Roach. You know what I'm saying? It was inconclusive. But as far as it being a robbery, as far as the points deducted, absolutely. The referee messed up and he should have deducted the points, and he should have at least warned Tank when he interacted with his corner during the round. You know what I'm saying? So there was two missed calls in that one. I agree. So that was bad. But the only thing I disagree is that we know how it would have ended if the points were deducted. You know, I wasn't mad at the draw. I actually had added a close fight. So my guy James Daly in the building was good. Aussie Bridget, he said, I got Roach winning even without the knockdown. Yeah, some people have Roach winning without the knockdown. I mean, hey, it's judges, right? So it depends on what you see, what you like. You know, we seen a lot of hell. What was that? What was that card that was just a decision? It was crazy. What was that fight? Oh man, it was just a fight that I thought there was a clear winner, and it was the decision. It was like a split decision or something. I don't remember who it was. But it was like a clear winner. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was. We just saw it too. It was a fight. They got the winner right, but it was like they scored it a close decision. Was it Richardson Hitchens and Kambosos? How was that scored? It might have been Richardson Hitchens and Kambosos. What was that scorecard on that? I think it was closer than. No, not Hitchens and Kambosos, because Hitchens stopped Kambosos. It was dang, who was it, bro? It was it might have been on that card though. Anyway, I can't remember, but it was some fight. Dang, I can't remember. Anyway, it was some fight that just happened not too long ago. It seemed like it was a clear winner, and it was like a split decision or majority decision. They got it right, but it was close. I don't remember. It shouldn't have been close. Kelvin Davis and Woo Albright. Hey, open score would have been great for Tank. Yeah. Oh man, that'd have been great. I think we should do open scoring. Was it? Nah, not Liam Wilson. Shout out to Liam Paro for getting that W, man. Bouncing back, my guy. He said Kelvin Davis, Woo Albright. My guy Oscar Perez in the building. Big member in the building. He said, I had it 114, 115 Tank, right? And the knockdown should have counted, so it should have been, yeah, facts for your scorecard, right? So, yeah, my scorecard, I don't remember what I had it, but I always score my cards. I don't remember what my scorecard was. I have to go back and reference it, but yeah, I had it, and even with even if you counted the knockdown, I remember on my scorecard, it was so crazy because, you know, I score my cards round by round, my fights round by round, and so I remember that when they didn't count the knockdown, I had it for Tank. I had Tank winning. But if you would have counted the knockdown, I had a draw. So that's why I was like, man, I couldn't really complain, because even if I counted the knockdown for the score I had, it would have been a draw, and they got it a draw. So I was like, I wasn't really tripping. But if you had Roach winning, I mean, it was a close fight, so I wouldn't be mad at anybody. He said, need open score for Bud Canelo. Man, we need. I'm not gonna say we need open scoring, but I would like to have open scoring. I don't see the problem. You know, I don't see the problem with open scoring. But if you're not gonna have open scoring, then don't have open scoring for one person. You know what I'm saying? He said, my prediction was close fight with Tank winning by decision because I knew they would give close fight to Tank. I mean, that's boxing. It's like you knew they're going to give a close fight to Canelo, you know. It's Tank, you know. Tank's a big name. Same with Anthony Joshua. The big names are usually going to get the nod. So, and I agree with that. However, I also said it was gonna be a close fight too. You know, they have a familiarity with each other, and a lot of people just looked at it with Tank versus Roach as Roach being a smaller guy, but you know, Roach he might be less massive, you know, less stocky. Tank might be more stocky, but Roach is, you know, he's 5'7", he's taller, a little bit taller, quite a bit taller, and he's been at 135 before. You know what I'm saying? He's been above 130 multiple times. You know, in fact, at the time, I think he's been at 135. Technically 135, because anything above 130 is 135. That's what some people consider it like that. So technically, he's had more fights at 135 than Tank does, you know. But a lot of people didn't know that. They just say, oh, he's a smaller guy because he's coming up from 130, and which makes sense. I'm not mad at anybody either, because some of these particulars you have to be a purist to know or want to do your research. Some people just aren't that interested, you know. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be a good fight from their rivalry and their familiarity with each other. But I will say that I did not think it was gonna be a draw. I thought Tank was gonna win. I thought Tank was gonna stop him in 10 or 11. I thought it was gonna be a very close fight until Tank stopped him late, you know. But I didn't think, like, I wasn't like, oh yeah, he's gonna work him in 2 rounds like some of these other content creators were saying, you know, and these other boxing aficionados and experts and analysts were saying that, oh yeah, Tank's just gonna walk through him. I never said that. So shout out to Roach, man. I like Roach. He said the people that say Roach easily won are pretty dumb though. Yeah, I kind of think so too. But at the same time, you gotta understand, it's like Canelo, right? So, and not just Canelo or Tank or any fighter. Like, if you like a fighter, then you're gonna see it. A lot of people, right? There's objectivity is kind of lost in boxing. So a lot of people are biased, you know, whether you like it or not. So if you already going in if you're going in hoping that Tank loses, then you're gonna see that Tank lost, you know, especially if it's a decision, right? Same with Floyd Mayweather. He went through that too. If you don't like Floyd Mayweather, and you're gonna think Castillo beat him, and you're gonna think Oscar beat him, and you're gonna think Maidana beat him, and you're gonna think anybody that's close beat him, you know. And not saying that you're wrong, you know, because some fights could go either way, but a lot of times it's like for example, the Oscar De La Hoya fight. I've watched that multiple times just to see what people are saying, and I never come up with a way that Oscar wins. You know what I'm saying? Castillo fight, you know, shout out to the Jose Luis Castillo. To me, that was the closest fight, but even that, I still had Tank winning, you know. I mean, Floyd winning. Same with Canelo. It's like I think I will say this. I think Canelo lost to Erislandy Lara, but like, for example, that Skull fight, you know, I know it's close because Skull was moving around in the fashion that he was, but I don't think Skull beat Canelo. But if you don't like Canelo, and then, you know, you might go with Skull, and even if you like Canelo, you might still go with Skull. But I just think that Oscar won. I mean, Skull won. Canelo won. Gosh dang, I can't even talk. Yo, shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, dropping the big 50, bro. Shout out to my guy coming through, supporting the channel, man. I've never seen this color in there, but I love it. That color is smooth, you feel me? Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, man, my brother, my partner, mi hermano Carnal, dropping the love, coming through like a boss. Yo. My guy Oscar says, support my brother. Smack the like button, share, subscribe, and join BTF, Boxing Talk family, man. Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. My guy coming through with the big love. That's like, man, I love that color, bro. That's a big 50 piece. I think that's the first time I seen this color, man. Shout out to him, man. My guy coming through. You know, we got to drop the A for him, man. We got to drop the A. Hold on, I got you, Oscar. Hey. Hey. Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. Yeah, smack the like button, share and subscribe, and join the Boxing Talk family, man. Shout out to my guy, man. I really appreciate that, Oscar, man. And you know, that means a lot, because I know what you're going through right now. So, man, I appreciate you, bro. My boy's still able to show love during times where he needs the love, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We already sent prayers up for you, but God bless you and your family, man. Serious condolences to you, man. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, man. He said Floyd should be 49-1. I thought one of his fights was robbery. Which one, Anubis? I'm not mad at that. I mean, that's it's boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people had Lomachenko beating Devin Haney. I had Lomachenko beating Devin Haney, but I didn't think it was a robbery. It was a close fight. Could have went either way. I had it 7-5 for Lomachenko, but I wasn't mad that Devin Haney won. It's like, or Beterbiev and Bivol, the first fight. I had Bivol winning the first fight. You know, the second fight I had Bivol winning too, but the first fight I had Bivol beating Beterbiev, but I wasn't mad. I didn't think it was a robbery. Close fights exist. I could go either way, you know? So So there's some close fights that have clear winners, but there's some close fights that could have went either way. So I'm not mad at that, man. I just disagree. I think all Floyd's fights were scored correctly, in my personal opinion. He said some people said Tank KO's Roach. I mean, I had Tank KO with Roach too, just late though. I thought it was gonna be a competitive fight. You can have a competitive fight that ends in knockout. I mean, look at well, let's stay with Castillo and the late great Diego Corrales. That ended in a stoppage. That was a hell of a fight. That was a close fight. So you can have close fights that end in knockouts. I thought Lamont Roach and Tank was going to be a close fight that ended in a knockout late, you know. But yeah, man, shout out to D1, man. Good morning. Yes, sir, Doc, and salutations, fam. Yes, sir. Good morning, my guy. D1, man. Good morning, my brother. Shout out to my guy D1. Big member in the building, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Dang, they made you renew again? You just renewed. Shout out to my guy, man. D1 always holding me down, man. Check out my boy D1, man. With the membership renewal. He said he's not going anywhere for 30 more days. He's committing to the channel. I appreciate it, bro.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
He said, wait, did the ring was trolling Berlanga? No. So Berlanga wasn't, no, Berlanga did that. Berlanga said, so you missed hey, go back and check the beginning of the stream, Oscar, when you get a chance, man. I said something for you, my boy. That's so crazy that you came through with that, man. That's what God is good. Yeah, go check the prayer at the beginning of the stream. Whenever you get a chance, you have to do it now. You can do it at the end of the show or whatever. But yeah, go check the beginning of the stream. But no, so he was Berlanga was responding to Oscar De La Hoya saying that he was gonna slap him. Sorry. Berlanga said he was gonna slap Oscar, and Oscar said, "Hey, I hope you do. I got something for you on July 12th." And he was smoking a little blunt. I thought it was a cigar at first, but I looked at it. It was just a big blunt. And so Edgar Berlanga said that he was dodging Oscar De La Hoya trying to give him some coke. You know, he was dodging the coke lines, you know what I'm saying, that Oscar was trying to give him. So I made that an alert. Shout out to Berlanga, man. It's so funny that he dropped that, and I think the ring might have retweeted it or something. But it's so funny that he dropped that because I made that alert last night. You know, we talked about making that an alert for a while. So yes, sir. Shout out to my guy D1, man. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to D1, man. Angry, hashtag angry white man. But yeah, man. So I think that, you know, I think that with fights, you know, there's always going to be some, it's like with officiating, right? There's going to be some discretion. Like was Usyk and Dubois low blow, you know, was there a knockdown? Well, there was a knockdown miss with Ajit Kabayel and Zhale Zhang, right? I mean, it ended up being inconsequential because Zhale Zhang ended up getting stopped anyway, but Ajit Kabayel knocked down Zhang, and that was a missed call, right? So I just say that to say that missed calls happen, and it's never the fighter's fault. But if you don't like the fighter, then you're gonna blame the fighter. You know what I'm saying? And some people, you know, they just don't know how to be objective and, you know, and take their emotions out of it. It's never the fighter's fault for a missed call. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you like basketball and other sports, which I'm sure you do, you don't get mad at LeBron for not calling a travel on himself. Like they don't call fouls or illegal actions on themselves, right? That's what the referee's for. So if a foul's missed, then it's not the player's fault. If a travel's missed, it's not the player's fault. If they go out of bounds, it's missed, it's not the player's fault. It's the referee's. So same with here, like any infraction that's missed in boxing, you know, it's a little bit more serious than that because, you know, it is boxing. It doesn't happen as often, but yeah, it's not, and it might be more significant to the outcome, you know, just due to how the game is played. But it's no different, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of that, man, I also want to talk about something else we talked about, man. All people talk crazy about Tank. Will Meat ride him if he beats Roach. Yeah, of course. And that's okay. It's okay not to like, you know, some people don't like Tank. Like, I like Tank. I think Tank beat Shakur, but I don't hate Shakur because I think Tank will beat him, you know. I like to see that fight, you know, because I think if anybody could beat Tank, it's Shakur. So I want to see those fights, you know, but I got Tank winning. But if Tank does something, I don't like him outside the confines of boxing. You see what I'm saying? Like with Canelo and Berlanga, Canelo's my favorite fighter, but I'll be the first to tell you that I thought Canelo lost to Erislandy Lara. You know, I'm not going to make any concessions for the fighters that I like. You know, I like them because they're great and because of what they do in the ring, but that doesn't mean that they're perfect or infallible. You know, some people just, I don't know what's wrong with people, man. They be in love with their boxers, you know, they be like, they wanted to be their baby daddy or their baby mama or something. Don't forget to smack that like button, man. We have people in here. We don't have a comparable amount of likes for the amount of people we have in here, man. Do like my guy Oscar dropped a 50 piece on us. Said to drop drop a like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Shout out to my guy James Daly. He says, let's see if Tank can get through these court cases. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what court cases does he have? Right? He has court cases pending. I don't know, man. I don't really pay attention. Like I said, I like boxers for boxing. Now, if he does something crazy, like, you know what I'm saying, like what he did in the past with his hitting that it's not funny, God forgive me, with the hit and run and stuff, yeah. But as far as the court, I mean, I don't focus on his court cases. I don't focus on now if it has something to do with boxing, like when you're cheating like Ryan Garcia, then I'll focus on it and talk about it. Or like Jarrell and Baby Miller or Conor Ben or something like that, then we'll talk about it. But when it comes to like I don't know, whatever stuff like Adrian Broner and his gambling stuff or whatever, or Conor McGregor, his domestic stuff, you know, or Tank, his domestic stuff, or Floyd Schofield Jr., his domestic stuff, or whatever. I don't really focus on that stuff, you know. Or Oscar De La Hoya, you know, I might make jokes about his stuff, but as far as outside of boxing, I don't really pay attention to it that much. Thanks, court case got resolved, hater. And what does it matter? Whoever said that. Talk to him, D1. Talk to him, D1. Talk to him, D1. I don't know what court case you're referencing though. But shout out to Tank though. But yeah, I don't know what court case you were. I do know. Okay, I do know this because, like I said, in the confines of boxing, I remember he went to he had to get a permission to go to Paris, right? For the Olympics, you know what I'm saying, as a consultatory role for the Olympics, advisory role. But I don't know what it was in reference to because that's none of my business, you know. He said Tate's court case got raw. Talk to a D1 in the building. Man, D1 got to join the panel, man. D1 gonna be on your head top, man. Shout out to Patrick Bandero, my guy, man. Patrick Bamundele, my guy, man. Big member in the building. Oscar said he's calling in. All right, bet, man. We gonna let you call in, my guy. Shout out to everybody in the channel, man. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know about obviously some of the stuff I will catch, right? You know, because I pay attention to boxing so much. You know, I'm gonna catch some of the stuff, but like even with the Floyd Kid Austin stuff with his whatever he had going on, I ain't pay attention to that. Or even the Devin Haney stuff with his girlfriend or his wife or his ex-wife or baby mama. I'm not sure what capacity their relationship is in, but I don't pay attention to that stuff, man. That's none of my business, man. You know, that's one thing as a man I was taught not to do, man. You know, hopefully people do right, and I would say if I hear about it, I would say okay, that's wrong, you know, but I don't. Whether it's Oscar De La Hoya or David Benavidez and their coke issues, or I don't really like. I might joke about it or whatever, but as far as the legality, nah, you don't hear me talk about that stuff. It's none of my business. But I ain't mad at you though. I'm not mad at you. Hey man, talk about it, James. If that's what you want to talk about. Talk about it, brother. You know what I'm saying? My Aussie brethren. If that's what you want to talk about, hey, let's talk about it. Shout out to my guy Oscar in the building. What's good, brother? Yo. My guy, all man, right. My brother. Nah, you're all right, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for that love, bro. Big 50 piece, man. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
I'll drop another one later.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro. It's all good, man. You do more than enough, my brother. I was just, you know, it's so funny. I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was talking about you, man. I was like, you know, I was just share some information with her. You know, she also threw some prayers up for you as well. That was just so that was like what 2 days ago, I think.
All right.
Yeah, man. It was just so funny because yeah, man. 'Cause, you know, my mom, she lost her mom so not too long ago, which I know you know too. But yes, sir, man. Smash the likes. But talk to me, Oscar. What you got going on today, man?
I don't think Roach is focused, man. Same thing I said with because last time it was Junto, but it was his trainer. Now this Roach himself. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go fight this, and bro, just focus on what you're doing.
Come on, man.
And if he ain't focused, he ain't gonna beat him.
I agree.
Like, it's funny that they say, when I beat him and after I do this, and it's like, bro, you still haven't, you're not even close.
Right.
It's like, do we know what the other card is? No.
Nope. We don't even know if it's happening. Technically, we still don't have a secure date. I mean, I think it's happening. I mean, August 16th is what we think it is. But as far as it being official, nah.
No, yeah, bro. It's like We don't have a date. We don't have a banging. You're talking what you're gonna do afterwards. Now I think this is just to keep the fight promoting.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm just tired of these fighters calling people that it don't even make sense.
That doesn't
You're a
even
champion
make sense.
at 130. You're not a
Mm-hmm.
champion at 135. You're not a champion at 140.
Mm-mm.
Like,
He went up to 147, Oscar.
I was like, Ellie, what's next? Ram's gonna call out Joshua like that?
Facts. Hey man, I think it's like, I just think it's funny, you know, and I agree with you. I mean, it could be two things. Maybe he's laser focused and he just knows he's gonna win. But I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I think it's what you said, the former. Like I think it shows a lack of focus, and if you're not focused, you're not gonna beat Tank. And which I let's be fair, I had Tank winning the rematch anyway, but I'm a little bit more. I was a little shaky, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I'm a little more confident with Lamont Roach talking about fighting Shakur. You know, he's talking about potentially cleaning out his own division at 130, like you said, fighting Shakur at 135. Then he talked about fighting Teofimo Lopez at 140, and now he's talking about fighting the winner of Norman and Haney at 147. It's like, bro, you better lock in, man. You better lock in.
It's like this thing, bro. It's like, all right, now we know none of these guys are ducking you. So
Right.
why are you putting that scenario? Though he didn't say it, you know, but like now if he beats Tank, let's say he beats Tank, people are gonna be like, oh, they're afraid of him. Like, no, bro, it just makes no sense.
Right.
Like Brian Norman and Devin Haney make no sense.
No sense. No sense.
The Brian Norman took care of business. Devin Haney took care of business. Say, all right, cool, we're here now. But like, this guy hasn't even fought his opposition.
Exactly.
And the fight was at the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
There's some people that don't fought twice.
Right. Yeah.
Hasn't even fought again.
And I don't know how you feel about this, man. Shout out to Lamar Rose, though. Like I said, I applaud the ambition, but you know, we gotta make it a little bit more realistic, man. But in my personal opinion, but let's say that he's at 130. Is he the favorite at 130? I don't think so either. Yeah, I don't think so either. I know. Don't get me wrong. Now, I think they're all competitive fights. You know, him and Oshiki Foster, or him and Emmanuel Navarrete, or him and who's the other one? IBF Sugar Nunez. I think those are all competitive fights, but I wouldn't say like I don't think there's a clear winner for any of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I think it's very competitive. You know, so it's like
Oshak, but I doubt it. I think Oshaki does it better than him.
yeah. It's some people I wouldn't be mad at anybody. If him and Emmanuel Navarrete, someone picked Navarrete. Him and Nunez, someone picked Nunez. Him and Shock Foster, someone picked Shock Foster. I think that they're really like 50-50 fights all across the board. So my point is that if you're not the clear winner, same thing I said about Junto, and I like Junto, you know, but if you're not the clear best, you know, you got other champions in your division, then what are we doing calling out people outside your division? You know, and like I said, with Roach is a little different because he is fighting a guy outside of his division, but you talking about 140 and 147 now, like, bro, you wallet. You wallet.
It's not even like middleweight where it's like 5 pounds and you're already in the other weight class. You know?
Right.
You skip one weight class and go to the other one. It's like, damn, dude, like you gotta go up 17 pounds.
17 pounds, damn near 20 pounds, bro. You ain't lying,
Dog,
bro.
you forgot to mention one name on the 130.
Kakasi?
Nah, the soon-to-be Hall of Famer, 3-division world champion, Cool Boy Steph.
Oh yeah, because he's talking about. Oh, that's right, because he's supposed to be fighting. I still consider him a 126 because he has that belt. But you're right, he's supposed to be fighting Shock, right? I don't think we have. Do we have a date on that? But yeah, that is the fight supposed to be next, though. You're right. You're right about that.
But I don't know about. You know how Top Rank is, bro. Like they announce a fight, 2 months later they barely have the venue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no, I agree with you. Like what's his name? Fulton. Like, if let's say he's at 130. I mean, Fulton and Roach, that's a good fight too. So yeah, that's even another head that we have to account for. You know, so.
Bro, like we seen him fight with Timberland. Can you imagine if he walked into that ring with? Bro, bro, he got me flying through that rope, man. He got me flying. He got me so fast.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. Yes, sir, man. Hey, Patrick said, salute to Oscar. Yes, sir. My guy Ty in the building. What's good, brethren? Yes, sir, man. So yeah, I think that I agree with you, man. I think Roach is tripping, but hey, I like it. You know, I'm not. It's not that I like it. I should say I like it. I'm not mad at it, but he has to be focused. Because I want to see a good fight. You know, of course I got Tank. I'm going with Tank, but I'm not mad at anybody picking Roach. You know, I think Roach he's a beast, man. He's solid. So, you know, but if he's not focused, oh, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, pack him up. Pack him up.
And like you know, like the Navarrete and Suarez thing, it's like kind of like the Roach and Tank thing. It's like how often are you gonna get a Tank with camp problems or not taking you serious?
Right.
And like Navarrete, like how much times Suarez gonna get a dehydrated
right. Exactly.
Not putting out his punch output.
Yep. Charlie Suarez, man, that's gonna be a tough fight for him. His next fight, man. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. I agree with that 1,000% because both cases, like that was a great example. Both cases ended how they ended, and you know, I think that whether we're right or wrong is yet to be seen. But a lot of us look at it as like, okay, Tank could have did more. Just like Navarrete, we look at Navarrete could have did more. We kind of look at Roach as having one of his standout performances, just like Charlie Suarez. We look at him as having a standout performance. So can you replicate that? You know,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Yep.
That's what they say about like you know reaching the top is like it's not so much reaching the top. Reaching the top is hard, but it's also the easiest part of it. Is like to maintain consistency.
Right.
That's the part. Because like Lomachenko, you know. Lomachenko was never the most consistent fighter.
Nope.
But yet he's considered a Hall of Famer and whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, you know. But
I already go pop up.
Yeah, I'm like somebody say Loma. Somebody say Ukrainian Joe Kaltagi.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't know how he does it. It's like magic.
Yeah, it's like it's like that spider sense, you know.
Yeah, spider sense. Exactly.
And his neck could be like,
His neck start twitching.
But it's like bro, it's like yeah, you may have a bunch of talent, but if you're not consistent, then it's just you gotta lose, bro. I don't care who you is.
I agree. It's just that simple.
And it's like Suarez. It's like I feel bad for Suarez because that fight he should have been the victor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like how many times are you gonna get a dehydrated Navarrete? And now it's gonna help him. You know, Navarrete don't got the cleanest diet either, so now he's gonna be laser focused to make weight, and he's gonna have a bunch of time to cut all that weight in a healthy manner, be hydrated, and produce his punch output. And how many times are we gonna get that kind of Charlie Suarez performance? Now, if that's his norm, then we're good.
Right.
But I don't know about Navarrete though.
Yeah, I agree, man. Shout out to the King's Warrior, man. I think he should be. I like Navarrete too, but I think Charlie Suarez definitely should have won that. He should be the champion right now. But hey, man, you're gonna get another chance, according to Bob Arum and the WBO. You know, President Gustavo Oliveira. So we'll see how it goes, man. It's up to him now. But yeah, it's just sometimes, hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the cookie crumbles.
But all right, man. I just want to call in real quick.
No, I appreciate you calling in as always, man. Shout out to Oscar, man. The big 50 piece, man. One of the biggest supporters of the channel, man. My brother, man. One of my closest members in the boxing talk family. So I appreciate it, bro. Always, man. Shout out to my brother Oscar, man. Let me hit some of these messages. I see you in the back, Slime. I'm gonna pull you up for your 3 minutes to get your thoughts off. He said, and shout out to the members. So I want to be very clear to the members, get longer time. He is a member, and you saw him just show that extra love. So they get extra love when it comes to express themselves. I don't even put on the timer for Oscar, man. Oscar just cooks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Ty in the building. Shout out to my guy Clone in the building. But yeah, just to put a bow on what Oscar was saying, man, I agree with Oscar 1,000%. You know, it's like, you know, with Roach, it's like, man, is he focused? He's going to have to be focused, you know. Same with Tank. Tank has to be focused as well. But, you know, Tank has his trainer back, Coach Calvin Ford. You know, Tank seems like he's locked in back to his normal Twitter antics and stuff that's indicative of him being locked in, you know what I'm saying? And then we've been hearing some rumors about the undercards, but we haven't seen it official. But that doesn't mean that Tank doesn't know it's official. That doesn't mean that Roach doesn't know it's official. You know what I'm saying? Those that are in the inner circle and privy to these things. So I think it's official, you know. But Roach has to lock in, you know. He's doing his thing though. You know, he's promoting. He's on his Twitch and stuff like that, you know, streaming and stuff like that, and dropping these things. But you know, sometimes any distraction, no matter how minuscule it is, it's still a distraction. No matter how good it is. If you have a baby, that's a great distraction. That's a blessing. But it's still a distraction. It's going to have your mind elsewhere. If you're having an argument with your manager or your promoter, it might not be that consequential, but it might also be because it's now your mind somewhere else and not as focused. So, you know, anything with your mind talking about fighting Shakur, looking after Tank, fighting Teofimo at 140, looking after Tank, clearing out your division, looking after Tank, fighting Roach and Norman Winner. Look, I mean, not Roach and Norman. Sorry, fighting Norman and what's his name? Haney Winner after Tank. You know, it shows me that I don't know if you're too focused. You better focus on Tank and then worry about after. You know what I'm saying? You gotta prioritize. You know. Shout out to my guy Clone dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. Big member in the building. Shout out to Clone. Appreciate the love and support from all the members, man, and the super chatters, man. Dropping the graffiti on the chat walls. He said Roach knows he's not getting the rematch, so he moving on. Tank said he getting his hair. Tank said he getting his hair done. Let me pull up my GTD chain, man. Stop playing, man. He said Tank getting his hair done around the time they supposed to rematch. Roach knows he's not getting a rematch. He said it. Tank. So he's moving on. Tank said he getting his hair done, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it, bro. I just got my hair did. He said at the end of the day, if you expected the same game plan for Roach Camp, you tweak it. They came up with a masterful game plan based on the first time. I expect the same thing for the second time. Yeah, Roach is a good fighter. I mean, he's a champion. So he should change his game plan. But like I said, I think there's more that Tank could do than Roach could do, in my personal opinion. He said Jake Paul would lose to ZURDO Ramirez. Oh yeah, we about to get to that too, Anubis. He said he wear the black Air Force Ones next. Shout out to Ty. He come out with the black Air Force energy. Oh boy. He said, hey, if Lomachenko was a Hall of Famer, AB as an Adrian Broner, not Alicia Bumgarner, not Antonio Brown, even though they might be Hall of Famers in their respective sports too, or you know, in their respected divisions. You know, Alicia Bumgarner, they might be Hall of Famers too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alicia Bumgarner, undisputed. But Adrian Broner, the Hall of Famer too. That he said that reference to Lomachenko is crazy. He said, yeah, shout out to Oscar, man. Oscar could be going in, man. That's my guy. He said Broner is definitely a Hall of Famer. Hey, shout out to Broner, man. Is it T.O. fighting on the undercard of Tank versus Roach 2? That's what they said. So there's rumors with T.O. on the undercard, you know, especially with his PBC hat, but I don't think anything's solidified. There's been also rumors with Jermell Charlo on the undercard of Tank versus Roach rematch. So there's been a lot of rumors. There's been a couple fighters I could think of that had that are rumored to be on there, but nothing solidified yet, definitive. That's the only thing. Yeah, we'll see. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez coming through with the graffiti on the chat walls, man. Coming through like a boss with that 20 piece. Yes, sir, my boy El Jefe, the boss, with the chicken in the kitchen, pollo en la cocina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Pugilism says, smart move. Roach calling out winner of Haney and Norman. Tank beat Barrios, who's a welterweight now. That's true. Why can't Roach announce that fight? He can attract win or lose. Hey, I mean, that's a good perspective, Pugilism. I just don't think it's appropriate time. But like I said, hey, if he comes out there and mollywops Tank, then I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And he's on to something. So I could be wrong. I just think that there's an order of things, and I don't think you should be looking past any opponent, much less a Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? It's like Berlanga. He shouldn't have looked past Shiraz. It's like even Cambosos. He just fought a late replacement in Jake Wiley. He shouldn't have looked past him, you know, and look how that fight turned out. It was a very close fight, you know. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, if Roach wants to fight him, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that look at Tim Tszyu. Last time he was looking past Bakram, and Bakram he ain't get past Bakram. You know what I'm talking about? You know, and speaking of Bakram Murtazaliev, you know, he's supposed to be fighting Josh Kelly, according to Bakram Murtazaliev. Let me pull that up real quick, and then I'm gonna pull up my guy Slime. I want to show y'all this real quick too, you know, because remember Bakram was supposed to be fighting we announced this a little while ago. Bakram Murtazaliev is supposed to be fighting Josh Kelly, which I wasn't looking forward to that fight, you know. Wasn't really understanding it. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to Josh Kelly. I think that's a good fight stylistically. It's a good contrast, you know. But this is what Bakram said right here. He said, "Is the Englishman scared?" He said, "Is the Englishman scared?" So don't know. This person said who? He don't pay attention to boxing. He said, is the Englishman scared? So he's referencing Josh Kelly. So I guess Josh Kelly has assigned his portion of the deal. So we'll see how that goes, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. So we'll see. Like I said, I didn't really care for that fight anyway, but we'll see what Josh Kelly's going to do in his team. Maybe they have advised him otherwise. We got Big Dog Willie in the building. What's good, brethren? Big member in the building. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. So yeah, man. He said Roach not looking to go back to 130. There's more money in these other weight classes. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's gonna go back to 130 either. But gosh, dang, 147, Ty? Sheesh. 147. All right, let me pull up my guy. Hey, shout out to Oscar, man. That's a 70 piece, man. Shout out to Oscar, man. Dropping the love, man. 50 piece and a 20 piece, man. Thank you so much, my brother, man. Big salute to you. We pull up Makai, see what he has to say, man. Give him his 3 minutes of shine, man. What's good? What's good, Team Slime?
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Apart from passing out last night in sparring, I'm
Oh,
good.
man.
I'm good. Just pushing in this training camp, trying to get back.
When's your next fight?
August 2nd.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So about a month.
I'm like a month out.
Yeah.
I'm like a month out.
Okay.
Not where I want to be, but it's gonna be good.
Man, I'm glad you're all right though, bro.
Nah, I just I was doing 2 days. I shouldn't have tried to push and work out for 2.5 hours and then go spar. We're gonna get there though.
Yeah.
But to the topic, man, Schofield, I mean, that's what he's supposed to do after performance.
Me,
like
Roach. Or
Yeah.
Schofield. My bad.
No, Schofield.
Schofield. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's what he doing. He doing what he's supposed to do. Does he beat Tank? I don't think so. Not right now. I think there's still a lot to be proved. I think he's definitely an elite level talent, but we haven't seen him perform. I mean, I would say Farmer is elite, and has an elite skill set, but he's a slow starter, and so
That's
he's
a good
slow
point.
starter who just came out of 4 wars. So
Facts.
you know what I mean? Like Floyd Schofield was able to use his youth, and I thought the early rounds would go to Floyd, but I didn't think it would end like that. I thought Tevin would be a little bit smarter. Tevin tried to stand in the pocket with him, and he's a puncher.
Right.
And got caught. He tried to stand in the pocket with him from the jump. You should have, he should have bounced back a little bit and gave him a little bit more respect. He just, I think that was probably his biggest mistake is, he was like, man, he tried to counter him too early. He tried to stand in there.
I agree.
But to the Gervonta and Roach rematch, Gervonta Davis, his lack of focus and ability to make adjustments for me is what lost him that fight on my scorecards. I thought that Roach had a masterful game plan, and I felt like Gervonta never adjusted. I felt like his corner was giving him the adjustments, and he wasn't going out there and performing. And then in the same vein, Roach's corner was giving him, small adjustments to make, and he was out there making them. He was really dialed in. Now, we're going into this and everybody's like, he's not focused. He's calling out guys. He's got other things on his brain. Every fighter's got other things on his brain. Now, whether they choose to publicly put them out there or not, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're looking past a fighter because you have on your mind an outcome, hey, I'm going to beat Tank. And then after that, this is what I hope to do. Every fighter has in their mind how they hope that it goes and what they want next. If you got goals, like to think that doesn't mean that you're necessarily focused. Now, how he's been out and on this press tour and trying to basically maximize his exposure, fighting a Tank and maximize, what everybody is saying is a win or the draw or his performance, basically.
Right.
That comes, that comes with it. I think that he should allow his team to do that. I think that's the power of the Haneys and the Normans right now, is that the dads do the talking and the sons do the boxing. And I think that he should allow his team to be the one that's out there putting his face and his name and spreading and exposing it. He should be
Cocaine is a hell of a
locked
drug.
in right now. So I just hope he gets locked back in and really allows his team to give him more
It's not a
adjustments.
test. It's the real deal.
Like,
Help me. Help me.
I appreciate you.
Nigga.
You already know, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Shout out to my guy Macau, man. Always coming through with the great takes. And shout out to him as well. You said August 2nd, right?
Yeah, August 2nd on the Boxing Voice, man.
Hey,
Catch
shout out
me
to
on
you. Okay, bet, man. Shout out to the Boxing Voice as well, man, for putting on the fights. And shout out to you, man. And be safe, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you got to train hard and stuff like that. It's admirable, but, you know, try to
Yeah,
try to be
I'm
aware of your
gonna
body
be a
as
lot
well.
smarter. I'm
Yes,
gonna be
sir.
smarter.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Hey, but yeah, I thought what Mikhail said was very dope, you know, and I think he made a good point, you know, as far as oh, so that's the Jeopardy music. Those of you that are new, we put on the Jeopardy music. Once your round is, once your time is done. There's no offense to anybody. It's just a little joke that we do around here, man. Just keep it lighthearted, man. So no offense. I rock with Team Slime. I love what he calls him, man. He always gives a good perspective, especially from an amateur boxer. From a boxer, somebody's in it, you know, whether it's amateur or professional, it doesn't matter. He's in it. So, you know, respect to him. Hopefully he gets the victory on August 2nd, man. I'm glad that he was okay. But on to what he said, you know, in regards to the fighter not being distracted and not looking past him. I do agree with what he said wholeheartedly. Everybody has plans and goals, right? You know what I'm saying? I stream every day because I want to get big, right? So I mean, no, I'm just gonna give it to something that's more relatable, right? You see me, I stream every day. I don't stream consistently, daily, all the time because I'm trying to stay the same, or I don't have goals to get 5,000 subscribers. We're at 3,000 now, thank God. I'm gonna be thankful, but I'm looking forward to 5K, and I'm looking forward to 15K, then 50K, then 500K. Yeah, of course. So I'm not looking past the little steps between, but I do have goals. I see myself being bigger and better, right? So same with Roach, you know, and I agree with that. However, the difference I would say is why it come off as you being distracted is because it's one thing to think it. Of course, you can't control your mind, but to verbalize it. I know people might say, "Oh, that's not a big deal." You know, he's just saying it. But then now, when you say it and you put it out there, now you're gonna be asked about it. Now you're gonna be now people are gonna make videos about it. Now you might have to respond to it because you don't have a team like Mikhail said. You know, you don't have an Eddie Hearn out there to address these things. You don't have a Bill Haney out there to address these things. So now it's gonna be more on your mind and it's gonna be inevitable. So as opposed to you just saying, "Oh, okay," even if it's just a optics thing, you know, where it's like maintaining that sort of professionalism by saying, "Hey, I'm not looking past this guy. We're gonna handle what I handle next when that time comes," you know. So then people might not ask you as much about it, and people may not put that on you as far as, like I said, the optics and stuff. Because now if he does lose, people are gonna say, "Oh man, he probably didn't come at it correctly. You know, he probably wasn't focused." So now you kind of give people a reason. And people are going to doubt you anyway, but people are going to, you know, look at you and say, "Okay, man, he wasn't focused. He wasn't this, he wasn't that." So it's going to even seem like you didn't put forth 100% because you were distracted. But and like a lot of it could just be superficial stuff like Mikhail was saying. So I don't disagree there. And the part that I want to double down on is what he said that he said something else about that part, and then he said something else. Dang it, he said something about Lamont Roach. Being distracted and mentioning other fighters. And there was something else I can't remember right now. Something else that I did agree with. Oh yeah, the press tour. I have no problem with him going on a promotional tour about having a draw with Tank. That's what he's supposed to do. So I can't speak for everybody else. I know a lot of people are knocking Lamont Roach for that, and I agree with Mikhail. I thought that was out of line. He's supposed to go on a press tour because, like you said, he's essentially independent. I mean, he's with Pro Box. No disrespect to Pro Box, but they're not a big entity like that to where they have a big voice. That I'm not saying they don't have a big presence, because of course I watch Pro Box with the fights and stuff like that, but they don't have a big presence like a promoter like a Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren or Oscar De La Ponte or Al Heyman or even a Ben Shalom or Frank Warren or whatever, that's gonna go out there and really be a flag bearer for the fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem with him going on a tour, especially because that was during the off season, right? There was no fight then. But now, you know, he's on Twitch, and you know, that's his downtime. You know, he obviously put up a training video, so he's training. But even still, like, you know, he's on his downtime. He's talking about this fight and that fight. Like I said, he was just talking about Teofimo at 140 for his WBO belt. So I do think that I disagree there that it is a distraction, but it doesn't mean that that you shouldn't have goals. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't have goals set in place after him in your mind and stuff, but to verbalize it, I think that, you know, manifestation is real, you know what I'm saying? And how do you do that? You know, I don't know how much y'all read books and stuff like that and listen to motivational speeches and stuff like that, and And just the psychology of a human, you know, it's like when you could speak things into existence. That's a cliche, right? So yes, he could speak things into existence as far as Devin Haney and Norman, because he said I'm gonna beat Tank, but also you could speak the distraction into existence too. Is like, okay, bet I'm talking about this, and now they're talking about this. We're all talking about this, but I ain't even get through this necessary obstacle yet. You know, it's like me planning for, like I said with my streaming, is like I'm planning for 30,000 subscribers. But I was excited for 3,000 as well. You know what I'm saying? I was anticipating approaching that as well. I'm not going to skip steps and think of myself as like getting the financial benefits of having 30,000 subscribers, because then that might distract me and even might discourage me. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, so even if Lamar Roach loses to Tank, which is not a big deal if he loses, but you never know, man. If you lose, it might set you back, because now people be like, okay, bet, you know, you couldn't get past Tank, so I definitely don't want to see you against Haney or Norman or something like that. It might say he's a shot fighter, but people are going to say that anyway. So I agree with what Mikhail is saying, but I also disagree at the same time. And shout out to my guy Clone, man. We about to bring up my guy Clone. Let me make sure I hit these comments. He said, looking back, Tevin been through a gauntlet his last 3 fights between Murataya and Zepeda. Yeah, I said that before. I said that going into the Kid Austin fight. And that was a great point by Mikhail as well. Team Slime TV. I think that was a great point as well, you know. And I've said that. That's why I picked Schofield to win. I ain't picked Schofield to win like that, but I picked Schofield to win because Tevin Farmer, unfortunately for him, he's been in a gauntlet, and he's probably going to go through a gauntlet from here on out, because he doesn't have a big backing, so he's not going to get any soft touches. Don't be surprised if he continues fighting. He gets somebody like Ernesto Tito Mercado, and I'm not saying that Mercado is like some big beast, but to fight Murataya, Zepeda again, Floyd Kid Austin Schofield, and then fight Tito Mercado, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot of wear and tear, you know what I'm saying? So yep, sir, we gonna get Clone in here too. He said Floyd KO was the upset bet of the weekend. Congrats to those that hit. Yep, he said, you already know I'm gonna have my best performance up to that day for sure. I'm going for that WBC green belt to fight of the night. Let's get right, man. Get that extra purse too. Hopefully, does that come with a little extra purse? Hopefully it does. Border Wars come out and play. Hey, he said, for my sure, my brother, you definitely appear to work toward that belt. Yes, sir, man. We wishing Team Slime the best. But I love his points. So shout out to Ayanda Veli. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Ayanda Veli, like Delhi. Shout out to you from the UK. We got UK in the building. Kendrick Daly in the building. Wait, I didn't even peep. Oh, the names went back to regular. Shout out to Kendrick Daly. Shout out to my guy, my brother. Shout out to my guy Kendrick in the building, man. The names went back to regular. Let's go. I love that. Kendrick said, yeah, shout out to Kendrick, man. Kendrick, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stop arguing with Kendrick. You know, we won't argue like that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Not argue like that. But I'm gonna stop debating with Kendrick. You know, I almost cursed you out yesterday, but I said, nah, that's my brother. I got love for my brother. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't gonna throw no shots at my brother. But I started a saw you out there lollygagging. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep your head on the swivel, bro. You were slipping. This man go post in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. I love it though, because I'm gonna tell you why. This is why you gotta just be patient, because I gotta shout out Kendrick as well, because he also motivated me to drop this short. But Kendrick dropped in the Discord. Let me show you what Kendrick dropped in the Discord. Kendrick dropped in the Discord, Oscar De La Hoya beefing with Ryan Garcia, right? I literally talked about that three days prior. I talked about that 3 days ago in two different streams. I talked about it. And this man go drop it in the Discord like it's breaking news. I had to read it twice to make sure I wasn't tripping. I'm like, did this man really just drop the same thing that I talked about in the stream 2 days in a row? But I will say this though, I got to salute to Kendrick, because, you know, and I looked at it, I just shook my head, I didn't say, and I said, that's my brother, you know, because I dropped a short. And what it did, it motivated me to be like, okay, bet this is what people are talking about. So I'm gonna go back in my channel. I'm gonna go back during my live, because that's what I do in my lives. I go back and watch my lives. That's why sometimes I'll see stuff that I missed in the live, and I'll holler at, like, let's say Big Dog Willie said something to me, or Kendrick said something that I missed in the live, the previous, and I come back the next show and I address it because I might have missed it in the live. But I'll go back and watch it because I try to get short clips. So I decided to make a short clip out of that, which I had no intention of making a short clip out of, and that was inspired by Kendrick. So I actually did do some stuff. So please, I say that to say that if you have anything that you want to talk about, drop it in the Discord. That's what the Discord is for. You know what I'm saying? I might throw a little jab at you if you say something that I said already and you were in the stream when I said it. You feel me? So I be arguing with Kendrick, and Kendrick don't even know what I said. That's the whole point that I'm saying. Now I know for sure he just gave me proof that when he be arguing with me about some stuff, sometimes he don't even know what I said. Cause I talked about that 3 times. And he posted like it was breaking news. Shout out to my guy Kendrick. Shout out to my guy Dub in the building. We got WJ McCullough in the building. He said, yeah, a couple extra dollars for the fight of the night for sure. Let's get right, man. You definitely gonna get that. Let me pull up my guy Clone though. We gonna pull up my guy Clone, man. It was just funny. Nah, it was funny. It was funny. It was funny as hell, man. Oh, but before I pull up Clone, I do want to talk about this. Jake Paul, man, because I'm taking a lot of calls right now. Shout out to the callers, man. I appreciate it. But I do want to, before I pull up Clone, and I see Ty in the back as well. I want to make sure I address this. Shout out to Jake Paul, you know. Jake Paul, I want to show y'all this real quick. Jake Paul is officially in the WBA rankings. Let me say that again. Jake Paul is officially as a referee, with a whistle in the WBA rankings at rank number 14 with President Gilberto Mendoza.
Bullshit!
Now the Berlanga video was different because that's when Berlanga was responding to Oscar, so that made sense. But the other one, that ain't made no sense. But yeah, shout out to if you look right by my name, number 14 is gosh dang Jake Paul. Number 14 is Jake Paul, y'all. Jake Paul is number 14 right here, ranked number 14 in the WBA. World Boxing Association rankings as of June 2025. That means that Gilberto Ramirez could potentially have a title defense against Jake Paul. Now, this is my point of saying this, right? First of all, we called this because I said this days ago too, Kendrick, just in case you want to drop. Let me stop messing with Kendrick, man, before you pull up on me. But yeah, I said this days ago, right, that this will happen because Gilberto Mendoza said that if he beats Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he'll put him in the rankings. The same with WBC. So don't be surprised if President Mauricio Suleiman follows suit because he said that as well, right? And Jake Paul did beat Chavez Jr., which is a good win. But you got to understand, Jake Paul is coming off of a 10-year crack binge, you know. Let me stop. I'm just playing. But he was out of rehab, right? And he lost to Uriah Faber. I keep saying Uriah Faber, not that UFC fighter. Uriah Hall, excuse me, another UFC fighter. He lost to Uriah Hall in a boxing match, and he lost to Anderson Silva in a boxing match. You know, so that's a guy that Jake Paul's fighting, and I'm not mad at him being ranked if it was off of merit, but he's fighting guys that don't really belong in the boxing ring, and it just shows you the freaking corruption in boxing, man, you know. But I'm not mad at it because on the flip side, you say, hey, Doc, he's only ranked number 14. Who cares? Well, I'm going to tell you why I care, because you know who just fought a ranked 14 guy? That guy named Jai. Yeah, that guy Jai just fought a ranked 14 guy. His last opponent, Claudio Squeo, was an undefeated fighter from Italy, never fought out of Italy, and he was ranked number 14. So ranked number 14 guys get title shots. I'm just saying. So that I think is just nonsensical, man. And what about the guys that's ranked number 8 and number 7 and number 6 and number 4 and where are their title shots at? You know, don't be surprised if Jake Paul, you know, money talks and bullshit walks. Don't be surprised if Jake Paul literally gets a title shot against Gilberto Ramirez, because also ZURDO has not fought a voluntary yet. So yes, Jai Pataya fought a number ranked 14 guy, Claudio Squeo, as a voluntary. ZURDO hasn't had a voluntary yet. So you could believe that he would have a voluntary as Jake Paul. Now, the flip side of that, I think is nonsense. So the takeover of Jake Paul is coming, but the end of Jake Paul could be coming too.
What?
And I know you'd be like, hold on, what you mean by that, Doc? You just told me that he's ranked number 14 and now he's going to be a big man in the rankings. But if he is, you think he's really going to fight ZURDO? And if he does, you think he's going to beat ZURDO? So that's the thing about it, is like, it's there's always pros and cons, right, with every situation. So the con is, if you're a boxing purist and a pugilist enthusiast like myself, you know, then you're like, okay, this is nonsense, man. How is he ranked by beating guys that aren't really legitimate boxers? You know, that's nonsensical. But then on the flip side, it's like, okay, bet, now he's ranked. How long could he avoid these real fights while being ranked? So, you know what I'm saying? So, and of course, you know, Jake Paul's a good businessman, so I'm sure him, and either him specifically or somebody in his team, they already mapped out the plan. You know, the plan is to get a big fight, and if they lose, they lose. But at the same time, them losing is already a win, because he accomplished so much as being a regular Joe and fighting for a real legitimate championship. So big salute to him, you know. But at the same time, that means that, hey, if you get a legit title shot, that means you're gonna get a legit ass whooping because you're not beating Zurdo, you're not beating Jabbatai, you're not beating Badu Jack. Well, maybe Badu Jack is in his 40s, but even still, I got Badu Jack. You know what I'm saying? You're not beating Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker, these legitimate title contenders and champions. You're not gonna beat them. So it's, you know, it's always the pros and cons. You know, so if he does get this title shot, then we know that the Jake Paul run is essentially over. But you know, like I said, I think Jake Paul is just a smart businessman. You know, I think that his bread and butter is his promotional company MVP, right? I don't think he's really legitimately trying to challenge for a world title like Jabbatai or Daniel Dubois. I think his goal is to get as much attention while you know, he's gonna get as much attention while boxing, but his primary goal is to become a major player in the realm of boxing as far as a promoter, and that's what he's doing. So you got to recognize that as well, and you got to salute him, man, whether you like him or not. I don't like what he's doing as a fighter because it's whack, but at the same time, I got to salute him for what he's doing for women's boxing and what he's doing for, you know, not just women's boxing, but boxing as a whole. You know, like I said, a lot of casual box fans like Jake Paul, they tune in. You keep saying he lost to Hall. Yeah. What you mean? He did lose to Uriah Hall. I keep saying Uriah Faber. Jake Paul lost to Uriah Hall. I mean, not Jake Paul, sorry. Julio Cesar Chavez lost to Uriah Hall. What you mean? I keep saying Faber. I keep actually saying Uriah Faber. You know, the other UFC fighter. But nah, Julio Cesar Chavez, he lost to Uriah Hall. Am I tripping? Oh, he beat Uriah Hall. Oh, I am tripping. He did beat him. I'm sorry. Thank you. Hey, shout out to my guy Kendrick, bro. He beat him by UD. My bad. I keep thinking that he looked terrible. Yeah, that's why I keep thinking he lost. Thank you. Shout out to Kendrick. You're right. He did win. I apologize. My bad. He lost to Anderson Silva, but he beat Uriah Hall. I keep saying he lost to Uriah Hall. My bad. Thank you, bro. Yeah, he just looked terrible. Yeah, thank you. That's why I'm confused and think he lost, because he just looked terrible. So shout out to you. Shout out to my guy Kendrick, man. I'm definitely wrong on that. I keep saying he lost, and he won. He just looked terrible. That's why. So being rehab addicts gets you ranked? I guess so, Oscar. You say you telling me AA security guard should be champs? Yeah. Hey, Alcohol's Anonymous, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, I keep saying he lost. My bad. Shout out to you, bro. He said WBA Super Duper Intercontinental America's Ameritas Championship. You feel me? Shoot, you feel me? Ameritas around this joint. But let me pull up my guy, Clone, man. See what he got to say to me, man. Yo, my brother. Hopefully I didn't pull you up mid-conversation. What's good, Clone?
Oh, you did. We was discussing some business transactions, bro.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I'm gonna send you back down, man. My bad. I mean, to interrupt the money.
No, we wasn't. We were just talking some boxing stuff. What up, bro?
What up with it, man? Appreciate you pulling up, man. My guy, Clone. Big member.
I'm just tapping in to see what y'all was talking about. You know, I've been MIA past couple of streams.
I'm telling you, bro. Where you been at, bro? You know what I'm talking about? You ain't getting no action. Man, act like he booed up now, chat. So you know when they get booed up, you know they don't come around like they used to. You know what I'm saying? Going on bowling dates and all this other stuff, getting ice cream and watching movies. You know what I'm talking about? That's crazy.
Bro, you taking up all my time, bro.
Hey man, hey, that's love, man. That's what it's supposed to do, man. I'm happy for you, bro. You deserve it, bro.
I appreciate that, man. But
Yes,
so who you hating on this morning?
He said, "Who I'm hating on this morning is crazy." I guess I'm hating on Jake Paul. I guess let you tell it. Jake Paul, you know, he's ranked in the WBA officially now, ranked number 14.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro. He's ranked number 14, bro.
But who though? Who? Okay, so
President Gilberto Mendoza. Yeah, I mean the president. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not saying that them doing it individually, but you know, it's their sanctioning body, so they get the credit for it. You know, and they should get the hate for it. So I mean, he announced that he was going to rank Jake Paul if he beats Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and he did. And the same thing with Mauricio Suleiman for the WBC. So don't be surprised if he gets included in there as well eventually. So yeah, he's ranked now, man. He could get a title shot, like I said, because the voluntary could be in the top 15. He's ranked number 14, and people might not think it's consequential, but like I said, Ja Bataya, who's the IBF and Ring Magazine champion in cruiserweight, he literally just fought a ranked number 14 guy in Claudio Squayo. So ranked 14 guys get opportunities now.
let him get a title shot. I want to see him get a title shot.
Facts.
He get destroyed. I hope he get a title shot.
Facts. He gets
because that performance I seen was that wasn't it.
Come on now.
That wasn't it.
Come on now.
That wasn't it at all. No. He ranked. He fought. I watched a Well, I didn't watch all of it. I was watching an interview with him and Cesar Chavez, and before it started, they was doing the introduction of the fighters, and the guy said, the the guy said he was like, Jake Paul fought all of the boxers at their best, and I said, what?
What? Wait, I watched. You talking about the one where they're sitting down at the table, right? With I can't remember who the dude was, the moderator, but yeah, and he had his like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. had like a friend with him that was a little chunky fella, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they wilding. Yeah, I saw that.
It's a fighting old boxer. First off, he only fought one boxer. I'm not even counting Tyson as a boxer because it was Tyson at 6 years old.
Facts.
Julio Cesar Chavez don't even know he's a boxer.
He said you don't even know it.
But so we're not gonna count him either. He fought one boxer.
He said
and he lost.
He a boxer, bro. He said he be going through episodes, but he be hallucinating, man, on the barbiturates. Oh man, he don't even know him. That's crazy. Hallucinogens and barbiturates.
Come on, man.
He don't even know.
In the boxer he fought, he lost to.
Yep, Tommy Fury. You're right. That's a fact.
How could he be ranked?
Yep, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm indifferent, man. I'm indifferent because if he's ranked now, that means maybe while he's ranked, he'll fight some guys that are also ranked. Like maybe he'll fight Mike Perez, who's a cruiserweight right now, and knock his head off.
Bruh, that's scary. That's scary. Who do you think he would actually fight next? I mean, the next fight, he obviously gonna fight Tank next.
Yeah, especially if Tank wins, I think that fight is. But if he was, so I'm gonna tell you, this is what I think. You know, me just I don't know for sure, obviously, but what I think he'll fight is I think he'll try to fight if he's gonna fight somebody for like a belt. I think it would be either a ZURDO or a AJ. I think AJ though, because this is why I think
AJ.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul is gonna try to. Obviously, he want to fight Canelo. I think he wants to maximize his dollar. So I don't think he'll fight ZURDO. But if he was gonna fight any of the champions in the cruiserweight, it would be ZURDO, because not just because he's ranked in WBA. I mean, obviously that too, but because he's the biggest name in the cruiserweight. So I think that Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul minds losing. I just think he wants to make sure if he loses to somebody he makes a lot of money, which I don't blame him. So that's why I think he's going for like a Canelo or an AJ or a Tank, like you said about Tank. It's not a coincidence that everybody, no matter what weight division he's talking about, AJ is a different division. That's heavyweight. Canelo super middleweight. Tank is 135 lightweight. So what the commonality that they have is that they're all big money makers in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So he don't even care about weight classes. He just want to get the. So yeah, he's telling you right there. He's like, hey, I'm going after Canelo, AJ, and Tank. Those are the three biggest money makers. So but the reason why I say with ZURDO is because I think ZURDO, Jaya Batai may be considered the best at cruiserweight, but I think ZURDO has the biggest name. I could be wrong.
I'm not familiar with ZURDO. Is ZURDO pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, I think people think it's a clear winner between Jaya Batai, and I think a lot of people think Jaya Batai clearly beats ZURDO, but I disagree. I think that's a good fight. I'm not mad at anybody leaning towards Jaya Batai, because I would say 55-45 in favor of Jaya, but yeah, he's a good fighter. He only has one loss, so that's to Dimitri Bivol, light heavyweight.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
He's not gonna fight those two guys, obviously, because they like leagues above him.
Yeah.
So he'll fight at AJ, because AJ might not take it. Well, he might give him that Ngannou work. I don't know if he really want to fight AJ. I think he'd be better off fighting Tank, because Tank, he still get his nails and hair done. He probably gonna get a pedicure and stuff.
Yeah, we about to get you up out of here, bro. Your time up anyway, man. Yeah, we gonna holler at you, bro. You know what I'm saying? On that note, we gonna holler at you, bro. All right, bro. All right, bro. Yeah, man, we get you up out of here, man. Talking that nonsense, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. Show him major love, man. He says, since Jai wanted to fight Jake, could ZURDO fighting Jake be considered a step on getting on his way? I will say this though. Like I said, it's a voluntary. So I'm gonna be honest, Oscar. Like, I know people are gonna think that I'm showing favoritism to ZURDO, But Job Ataya said it himself. He said, hey man, if Zurdo fights Jake Paul, how could I blame him? You know, and if that's his voluntary, hey, I wouldn't consider it as getting in the way of Jai. But if that's his voluntary, hey, like I said, it's hard for me to get. I wasn't mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are so objective and so consistent. It's crazy because I didn't get mad at Job Ataya for fighting Claudio Squayo. You know, I said, hey man, he could be dangerous because Claudio Squayo is undefeated Italian. You know, he's an undefeated Italian contender. We never heard of him, but look what Bruno Soros did to Jaime Munguia. I literally remember me saying that verbatim. So I was like, you know, you just never know in boxing. Any given Sunday, any given punch could change the dynamics of a fight, right? So just to be fair, would I like the fight versus Zurdo and Jake Paul? Absolutely not. I do not like it. But if he's ranked number 14, it's exactly what Job Ataya just did with Claudio Squayo. It's not Zurdo's fault that he'll be doing it against a guy that makes a lot more money. You know what I'm saying? So a voluntary defense is still a voluntary defense, whether it's Jake Paul or Claudio Squayo or Steve Claggett or I don't know, Derek Cuevas or Brian Norman or whoever else. You know, voluntary defense is a voluntary defense. So would I like it? No, but I didn't like Job Ataya and Claudio Squayo, but I'm not going to gangbang against it, or I'm not going to hate on it because it's boxing. So I know what people will. They'll be like, oh yeah, Zurdo's ducky from Jai. He's fighting Jake. But I mean, well then, you got to keep the same energy, you know? And a lot of people, it's hard for them to do that. It's classic bait and switch. Jake Paul is a workhorse and puppet being used by boxers to keep the best boxers miles low and have longer careers. Maybe so, pugilism. That's a good point. Zurdo's still on fraud watch. Hey, hold on. Chill out, bruh. Chill out, Ty. Chill out, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dub, I had to get him up out of here, man. He was talking blasphemous. You know what I'm saying? He was blaspheming against my boy Tank, man. I had to get him up out of here, man. WBC, we boxing clowns is crazy. Tech them dad in the building, big member. Y'all don't forget to smack that like button. Shout out to all my mods that are reminding people to hit that like button. That's why I say I be having too many mods, man. Shout out to Oscar for reminding people to hit that like button. Shout out to all the mods that be holding me down. And everybody holding me down. I'm gonna bring up Ty, and I'm gonna also bring up Clone. Shout out to my guy Ty, man. Ty in the building, man. What's good, brethren?
Zurdo is a fraud.
Watch your mouth, man. Come on, bro. He coming in wrong, bro. He says Zurdo's a fraud, bro. Talk to me, man.
44 fights against who?
Who? Hey, you look at Zurdo's resume, it's a bunch of...
Who the fuck is that guy?
People act like they wasn't talking about, man, Zurdo, I go 50-0.
That's a fact. They
He
weren't
wasn't
saying
fighting
that.
nobody.
Wasn't fighting, no, that's true. Because Zurdo, what? He has... How many fights he have? Like, 46, 47, something like that? I could probably name... I could name his last 4 fights, obviously. That's easy, because Junior Dorticos. I mean, no disrespect to Junior Dorticos, but I shouldn't be able to name him, you know what I'm saying? So I could name him, but Junior Dorticos, who was before that? Chris William Smith. His cruiserweight reign is okay. Joe Smith Jr. and Arsene Goulamarian. But then before that, it's like,
oh, that look good.
Yeah, facts. I agree. And he lost to Bivol. He did beat what's his name though? What's my boy's name? I can't remember his name right now. Oh, I can see his face, bro. At light heavyweight, oh man, that was a good win. Alvarez, what's his name? Shoot, I gotta look it up. Oh man, I can't remember his name. He was a guy that was coming up too. He had a pretty big name, or a good follower. I ain't gonna say a big name.
Sound like who the fuck is that guy?
No. You know him, bro. If I say it, bro. Something Alvarez. You know him, bro. He just fought on Pro Box not too long ago. He's older now. You know him, bro. I just can't think of his name right now.
He was older then.
Yeah, you're right about that. Barrera, Sullivan Barrera. That's who I said. Alvarez. My bad. Sullivan Barrera. That's who I was thinking of. I give him that. I give him credit for Sullivan Barrera.
What was his 45th or 46th fight?
Heck yeah.
He ran into Bivol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he has 49 fights, 48-1, box side.
That was a 12-0 scrape.
Yeah.
And the man came in over 200.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's when I really put some respect on Bivol name when I see him do that to Zurdo.
Facts.
It was like a 50-50. It's like, all right, I give you credit for beating on the bigger man, but at the same time, it showed where Zurdo's actual skills were.
Yep.
It was in the basement.
I agree. I agree with that. You got Jesse Hart too, you know what I'm talking about? Algier Alvarez. Yep. That I remember him too, but nah, that I was thinking of Sullivan Barrera. I was thinking the Sullivan Barrera though. But yeah, Eligier Alvarez is nice too though. I remember him until he ran into Kovalev.
Yeah, the Oscar. Yeah, he on the watch too.
Hey, Ty hating on Zurdo, man. No, but he's right though. A lot of people feel like that. He said he's on the watch, opposition or PEDs wise or all the above. He said he on the watch for all of it, for opposition and PEDs. That's crazy. No, but I ain't gonna lie. That I will say this though. If Zurdo pop, man, that I'll be very disappointed, bro. I ain't gonna lie. In boxing, man. That'll hurt. That'll hurt, bro. I know it should have hurt too much because you know he over there with the people, but Cinnamon popping and Zurdo popping again. I mean, sorry, Cinnamon popping again and Zurdo popping, that'll hurt. Time for Jai to
I
fight
agree
him.
with Zurdo his credit though. Since he's been at cruiserweight, he actually makes weight.
Yep. I didn't like how he looked though, man. I thought he looked a little bit too soggy in his last fight, man.
That's just how he looked.
Yeah. Nah, I know, but I don't know. I thought that midsection looked a little bit more squishy than usual, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
I ain't never seen him come into a fight and look like a Adonis.
No, not like that. No, not like that. But I thought he had a little extra weight on his hips, man. I ain't gonna lie. He like I said, he never comes in looking like you said, like an Adonis or like a AJ or something like that, or even like a Lester Martinez or nothing like that. But like I don't know. I just thought he was a little pudgier, man. He had a little Bacoli going on, man. Almost had a little pregnant. Almost had a little pregnancy test, bro. Had a lot of pregnancy tests, man. Out there looking like Tyson Fury with it, man. Like he looks soggy, but not like Tyson Fury, bro. He's a little close, man. But he still got the job done, man. Yes, sir.
What you think about people complaining about Turkey and Dana White booking the Allegiant Stadium the same day as the UNLV game?
Yeah, I think me personally, I was looking into that. You know, I don't have an issue with it, man. I feel like they're gonna figure out something. I don't know what they're gonna figure out, but I don't think that that's something that is indicative of them putting the fight on in the daytime, like people are saying. And no, I just think it's I mean, I think that's an obvious answer, but I think something's gonna shake. I don't know what it is, but something has to shake, bro. You can't put Canelo and Bud on a fight. I mean, not on prime time. I don't care what UFC going on or what's going on. UNLV. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The optics look crazy, but maybe something's changing. I don't know. They had to talk to somebody, bro. I got to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you can't be that dumb. What do you think about it?
Me, I'm not alarmed by it. People act as if they're scheduled at the same time.
Right.
This isn't the first time a venue's been double booked.
Exactly. People just be reaching, man. Anything to push their narrative, bro.
The only thing that's different is they will have to double up security that day.
Talk to them.
And maximize the amount of concessions that they're going to have there.
Exactly.
That football game's going to be earlier in the day. They're going to clear that motherfucker out, clean it up, get the arena fit for a boxing match. And formal business has already happened before.
And I'm so glad you said that too, because like you said, the fight is going to happen earlier. The game is going to happen earlier in the day. Like people act like every football game or whatever is Monday night football. No, they have fights in the daytime, the evening time. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no telling when that fight is. I mean, that game's going to be. I mean, maybe they have the schedule out yet? Did they? I don't think they told us yet. But yeah, why would you assume that it's going to be at nighttime during the fight? Like it's crazy. Like, but you know, I don't know.
I forget who they play, but that's like early afternoon.
Come on now.
Where Canelo and Bud fight's gonna happen later on at night.
Later on at night, bro. Early is probably 7 p.m. for the card to start. Not to mention when they come out, probably but midnight. You know what I'm saying? 11:30. You mind if I pull up Clone?
Good.
All right, bet.
I seen folks saying this is a means for Turkey to sneak the fight back to Riyadh, even though the tickets are on sale for that venue.
Come on, bro. I've seen people say that he's gonna switch the venue to Riyadh. He's gonna try to dupe us. It's like, bro, like how is that would that help them to plan that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. Like, I don't get where's the benefit of that? I see what they're saying. Like, you try to put a fast one on us or something like that. Like, oh well, we can't have it there, so let's have it here and make it seem like it's by accident. But it's like, wow, how would that help them? I don't. I feel like that's just gonna hurt. It's gonna make some people mad, make people not want to tune in. I don't see how that benefits, but I don't mind these conspiracy theories, but make it make sense. Like, I haven't seen anybody say anything where it makes sense.
The only thing that probably came like somebody was having a coherent statement was when they were talking about the lodging for the events. Because, a lot of times schools will have specific hotels and play room to hold it for the family and all that. They have that. But for this fighting event, they also have hotels too.
Exactly.
Everything's already marked out and booked for or like on hold for these patrons.
Yeah. People just want to be uproared, in my opinion. I'm so glad you asked that question too. It gives good something to talk about. And shout out to everybody in the chat today too, man, because I didn't have much, It's been kind of slow because, like I said, it's just this weekend is just Harlem Eubank Jr. Not Jr. Sorry, just Harlem Eubank versus Jack Catterall. So shout out to the conversations that we could talk.
That Harlem Eubank and Jack Catterall, they might get split because of other opponents that might be available.
What you mean? Like it may not happen this weekend?
Yeah.
That's late notice.
I don't know if somebody is possibly injured or something's going on, but I heard them searching for an alternate.
Yeah, with the wink, somebody may be injured because they have they look down the line. So hold on, we got bigger fights that could be made. But somebody might get injured. Wink. Shout out to Oscar in the building and Clone in the building. He said kid is not experienced enough to fight Tank. Tank will HET. I don't know what HET means. He said kid better pump his brakes and enjoy his victory. Yeah, I don't think Kid Austin is ready for Tank, but nah, that's what he's supposed to do, man. We gotta recognize that these fighters. I mean, who's he gonna call out? You call out Gabriel Flores? I mean, well, not that's a different wait, no, call out Mark Maxeo? Come on, like, I mean, you gotta call out the guys that are the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Gabriel Flores is at 135. Is he at 135 or 140? But anyway, my point is that he's not going to call out somebody that doesn't have a big name. Yeah, he is at 135. I was right. So you got to go call out Gabriel Flores Jr. He's not going to call out. It just doesn't make sense, It's like, yeah, it's like Andy Cruz, As much as Andy Cruz is, I think Andy Cruz is good and he's good enough to stand alone. But he is going to call out Keyshawn because he does have, not only does he have victory over him, of course, what's a little different, but he's a bigger name. So you always want to shoot up, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with him calling him out, but I do agree with you. I think Tank beats him. I think all the champions Muratai is a champion. I think Muratai, that's a good fight. Muratai and Schofield. But as far as Shakur and Tank now, I think they both smoke Kid Austin right now. But he's supposed to do that, though. He just knocked out Tevin Farmer. You got to understand, Tevin Farmer, as embarrassing as that loss was, as easy as he made it look, Tevin Farmer just had a split decision. I believe it was split decision against Raymond Muratai. Muratai is a champion now in that same division. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then he just had two decisions with a guy that's the number one contender, has been the number one contender, William Zepeda. So a lot of people think that he's good enough to become a champion. So, so the fact that Kid Austin blew him out the water like that, yeah, I mean, I think that is evidence for you to call out champions, but I don't think he should. I don't think he should fight them. I think he should call them out.
Look, what are you being so nice with Tevin?
Hey man, yeah, Tevin. Because I still respect Tevin, man. I know he got this is his ninth loss. I still respect Tevin, but he got what he deserved. He was talking big stuff. He deserved getting mollywopped like that. But
we clown Tim Zoo forever.
No, but you know what? But see, the difference with Tim Zoo is though, Tim Zoo was looking past Bakram. Tevin Farmer wasn't necessarily looking past what's his name? Schofield. Yeah, Kid Austin. Thank you. He just got he just got destroyed, man. And to be fair though, I also say that I'm looking forward to Tim Zoo bouncing back though. I didn't just throw him away. I said it's gonna be tough, but I still think Tim Zoo can bounce back, and I still maintain that. So I didn't throw him away, but I was hard on him because he was over there having freaking family reunions at the Disney resort when you're supposed to be fighting. He was over there talking trash about Bakram, saying, "Oh yeah, I just saw him running, so I don't know if he can make weight if he's ready for the fight." And he was ready.
Yeah.
Was you ready? But no, Tevin Farmer definitely was talking that trash, and he got what he deserved. But I don't want to I don't think he'd be a champion. So if he has champion aspirations now, I think that lets us know that it might be done in that regard. But I still think he could be a serviceable fighter. But I don't know who's going to fight because I think he's like, I think you said it, Oscar. Maybe everybody said it too. About, I think it was you that said it first. Like, he might be just reduced to a gatekeeper role now. Because
Yeah, I think so.
he just doesn't have. He's not going to get any soft touches. I mean, because he doesn't have big backing. So who's going to waste their time giving Tevin Farmer a tune-up fight? No one's going to do that. I don't want to say waste their time, but I'm just saying it's not beneficial for them, so that's how it is. So he's just going to be the guy who's going to be fighting all the up and coming prospect contenders like Ernesto Mercado. Nobody's surprised if he fights Mercado at 140 next or something like that. And,
I think that's right now.
Huh?
If he wants to make a bounce back, I think this is a smart fight.
Mercado?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I think he can beat Mercado, but can he beat Mercado coming off of a 1 round beatdown? I don't know. And then a tough fight after like, come on, Murataya, Zapata, Kid Austin, and then Mercado. Man, that's tough, man. That's a tough run, man. Especially you losing. It's not like he's like winning. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's like 1-2 or 2-1 or something like that. Bro, he's 0-4, bro.
He need to get a real manager.
Facts.
So Farmer lost his last 3 fights?
4
fights? Oh.
And his last one was a 1 round mollywop.
Yeah, I seen I didn't know. It was funny because they had posted the highlight, but the highlight was a whole fight.
I was about to say.
The last 2 minutes.
I was say the highlight is the fight. Ain't no highlight in that one. That's literally a fight where I cannot talk trash about people watching it on TikTok. I talk trash about people watching Instagram clips of fights and TikTok. If you watch that, any clip of that fight is the whole fight. so if you watch the clip of that fight, you essentially watch that fight. Because that fight was quick, fast.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
You know what's crazy? That fight was almost as bad as, and this is shout out to Tevin Farmer, bro. Like Oscar said, I'm being too nice. Now I gotta ramp it up a little bit. That fight was like Cediesa Estrada, where she broke that record against that girl that ain't got no business in the ring with her. You know what I'm talking about?
Man,
if
that fight was crazy.
You know what I'm talking about that.
I know that. Me and Tom were talking about that. No, I think it was me and Tom as hell. We were talking about that like a couple of weeks ago. That lady was a secretary, I think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Cediesa Estrada should be in prison for that. Everybody associated with putting on that fight should go to jail, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That didn't even make no sense, bro.
Why was she in the ring with her?
I have no clue, bro. Like, to me, that was like, there's no way that you ain't know that was gonna happen. Like, and the way Estrada like sprint, she meets her in her corner.
Bro, me saying she didn't give her a chance to even get up out. Bro, she still was saying her prayers.
I'm telling you, she was still doing the cross. Hey, nah, bro, that was wrong, bro. That was wrong.
I got one thing to say to that.
What you gotta say?
You gotta look at the pool of fighters that was at her division.
Bro,
motherfuckers out here bitching and moaning about who Clarissa was fighting.
That's true.
In other words, fuck that bitch.
Nah, I like Cediesa Estrada. I don't like Chris Mannix, her hubby, but I like her though, man. But that was crazy, bro. I'm gonna show you. There's no way I can get copyrighted for this because it's so fast. It like, there's no way I can get copyrighted for showing it, bro.
Bro, this should have never happened though. That's the thing. Bro.
Miranda Atkins is her name. God bless her. Here you go, right here, chat. Shout out to my guy Tech the day. Said Tevin will be a good keeper for a few more years. I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about a good. Yeah, but he a gatekeeper, bro. Take off the good. Got Floyd. Look, and that's no disrespect to him. It's just that's just a position that he's in. Man. I like Tevin Farmer, but look at this, bro. Look at her. She look like she about to get knocked. Like she know what's about to happen. Look, the fight ain't start yet, chat. Watch. Look at her. She sprint. Bop, bop.
That was crazy, bro.
Nah, bro. 7 seconds, chat. 1 minute 53 seconds was left on the clock. Nah, bro. Yeah, nah. Everybody, the referee need to go to jail. The announcers, the promoters, Who is this? The broadcast platform. Everybody need to go to jail, bro. Maybe I need to go too because I watched it. All of us.
You got to get her a little 10K somehow.
From the city, yes, sir. Went out to eat. She was gone, bro. That don't make no sense, bro. Y'all think that was a setup, chat?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That lady that announced I had beef with somebody and they put it in the ring for revenge. I don't even think she was a boxer. There's no way that lady's a boxer, man.
Bro, come on, bro. Let me look at her record, bro.
She belong on Misfits boxing.
God bless her, man. Don't do Miranda like that. God bless Miranda, man. She was undefeated. That was her first loss.
Nah, who she beat? Whoever she beat is trash.
She beat Tori Young, Alyssa Triad, Tatiana Williams, Shania Ward twice. Hey, she stopped them.
They all trash. But whoever she
Woods with
beat,
5
garbage,
knockouts.
bro. Nah,
You know what
they
they
garbage.
That division.
Yeah, that Ty said it. Yeah, it's that division, man.
Hey, dog, you know what they say?
What they say, bro?
Styles make fights.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
What was her style?
to get ran through.
Fuck. Damn.
Mangia technique.
I'm telling you, facts. Block with your face. Fastest knockout in women's boxing history.
Yeah, she asked. Whoever got knocked out is that.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
She looked like one of them Karens that called the cops on you when you're just chilling in a picnic.
That's crazy.
She looked like a boxer.
Hey, Shania Ward kind of like a boxer who she beat, who's 0-3.
That's what I'm looking up. That sounds like a black girl.
Yeah.
She lost her.
She got smoked twice.
Damn. Shania Ward.
Tori Young look. Well, Tori, I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect, but Tori Young look like she's supposed to be in the psych ward.
Damn.
Y'all ever watch Stranger Things? Don't she?
Yeah.
She looked like one of the kids that was in there with 11.
You fucked up, bro. Nah.
That's crazy.
Bro, go look at her picture, bro. Go look at Tori Young, bro.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
She look like she got powers, bro. God forgive me, brother. Hopefully she not watching, bro. Don't me, bro. Bro, come on, Oscar, bro. Look at her, bro. Come on, dog.
They gonna run down on you, bro.
Yeah, I gotta chill out, bro. Alyssa Tryon look like a fighter, you know. She got the cut. Got the Jake Paul cut. Alyssa Tryon. That's Tatiana Williams.
That girl Miranda Atkins took that loss and retired. She ain't never fight again.
I'm telling you, Miranda Atkins. So everybody that she fought, they ain't had no wins.
They sure did.
but I will say this. But everybody that she fought, she took it was their debut, so she beat them. Everybody that she fought, except for the Shania Ward the second time. So everybody that she fought, there was their debut.
Oh yeah, that was a setup.
Yeah,
that definitely was a setup.
Tatiana Williams, little cutie.
What was they fighting at? Minimum or something?
Let's see. This was that. Okay, the first one was 119, so a little catch weight, I guess. Her opponent came in at 119. She came in at 116, so I'm assuming it was at 118. So none of them were at minimum except for her fight against Estrada.
So I think Estrada was the minimum champion.
Yep.
And it's only a handful of girls world ranked. Only like 5 of them.
Yep. Oh, light, not minimum, not quite minimum. It was 108, so second to minimum. Because minimum was 105, I believe, right? So it's just she's WBC silver light fly.
So when people was questioning Clarissa's undisputed at heavyweight,
talk to him.
And I brought up Estrada,
talk to him.
He was telling me to get the fuck out of here and all that.
Talk to him.
Look at who's actually ranked there.
Talk to him.
Bam. Way to bring it back home, Ty.
Yep. So yeah. So this is before saying he has to capture the undisputed at minimum 105. So yes, it's a 108. It's a super light fly. I mean light fly.
At Light Fly, there's like 15 girls.
I'm telling you.
But that's the state of women's boxing.
Yeah, and you saw Miranda. I mean, Miranda was 5-0 with 5 knockouts. Everybody was their first fight. They had to go. They had to go recruit. And they went to the club. Hey, Chloe, they went to the club. Say, hey, you want to fight this weekend? They went to the club. Say, what you got to do? Huh? You off? Okay, bet. You got Friday off? All right, bet. We gonna train you for a week. We gonna get this debut in.
Hey, they got them girls from Love and Hip Hop, bro.
Facts. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That girl looked like she was fresh off Stranger Things.
Nah, she definitely looked kind of scary. Like she used to eat glue.
Yeah, eat glue and stab the hell out you. No way she fought other live bodies before that, bro. He said her box records probably stole his social security numbers. It's crazy. Why you deleted that, bro? That was funny. Oh man. He said Young M.A.'s mother. There's Young M.A.'s ma is crazy. Shout out to Young M.A. She just dropped like a little freestyle the other day. I guess she back. Shout out to her. I know she had the health scares. Yeah, he wilder. Shout out to Young M.A. Looking strong as hell.
She going to jail.
Oh, Young M.A. going to jail?
Yeah, you see her break into that motherfucking bar?
Damn, Young M.A. going to jail?
Hey, Slime, you can pull up now. We freestyling at the end, man. It's just during the show, I like to have people call in and stuff. But yeah, we freestyling at the end, so you can pull up. But now I didn't know that she broke. Oh man, she going to jail. That's crazy.
You know, some bars got the glass front doors.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a situation like before, because you know the clips start with her busting through the glass like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, she busted the glass like Stone Cold?
Yeah, like I don't know if he kicked it, punched it. All you see is her coming through the glass and shit just flying.
What's wrong with her? What she say for what she got to say for herself? Like what was she going through, like an episode or something?
I don't know. I guess one of her lady friends was about to get jumped or somebody got beat up. I don't know the full situation. I just know they arrested her ass and they pressed charges.
I mean, yeah, you can't be busting through glass like Stone Cold, but she wilding.
Hey, did the song play when she busted through the glass though?
Somebody needs to do that. I got it right here. Somebody needs to make that edit if they haven't done so already. They need to do that.
Yeah.
Here you go right here. Here you go right here, chat. Compliment the tie.
Lord bless her, though, man. She going through some stuff. I ain't gonna.
Oh, she came in. She said, "Where the brother that touched me?" She said,
what happened to her?
She said, "Who was the editor that touched me?" I ain't gonna lie, chat. God forgive me. I know Young M.A., so I wouldn't do it to Young M.A. But if Young M.A. ran down on me and I know who she was, I'd piece the hell out of her. I ain't gonna lie. I'd beat the hell out of Young M.A. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, I'm not beating her because that's what she looked like. You know, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know immediately. You know what I'm saying?
The views expressed by Doc is his views alone. Y'all. I don't condone none of that he just said.
I'm saying not, bro. Are you watching this video? Nothing about this. I would think that this is a woman immediately. She bust the glass and said, "Who is the dude that? Who is the editor that touched me?" I wouldn't even think about it. And she said,
"You just want to fight."
Nah, bro. I'm saying if she approached me like that, looking like that, I would have known.
You just want to fight. Doc's one of the people you can't hang out with. He just want to fight. He don't give a damn. Somebody push him, he fight.
That's cap. That's cap.
He was running down on something.
She running down on. That's too strong, bro. Nah, that's too strong, bro. I'm saying I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known. I'd find out it was women after I'd apologize, but I'm sorry, I didn't know. I would have cheated just like a straw.
You gonna see like 20 of them.
Facts, Ty. I wouldn't have known.
That's crazy.
Screaming that it's a girl, but she had to exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm saying I'm condoning violence or even being an apologist for that type of behavior. But if you don't know, you don't know. You know, it's quick, fast. It's like, hey, I ain't know, bro.
You know how many times I had to pull a Jermel Charlo?
That's crazy.
On South Street.
That's crazy, Ty. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. He said Jamel Charlo. If you know, you know.
Nah, she knocked over my motorcycle. He was talking to me like she was a grown ass man.
Right, exactly.
Look around and
Damn.
Man.
Man, y'all
And
can't.
they got the deep voice too, you know what I'm saying? That they be trying to speak for their toes.
Yeah.
You know, they
Y'all
got
can't be stop self snitching.
Let
She
me
look like
explain the situation in the
Marquis.
club. I had this actually happen. Like I was dancing with a female, and somebody stole me. Boom! I'm like, oh shoot, okay. So I squared up. We got to get busy. And as we getting busy, they start screaming, "That's a girl! That's a girl!" I looked over at old girl that was screaming it like she acting like a ninja. So
right.
today,
Exactly.
but
You
we
know,
already in here.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
You got busy with her, bro. You ain't have to go and box her up like that.
I didn't. I got hit. I ain't know.
Yeah, you
Like you
don't
know what I'm saying.
know.
It wasn't like we had a confrontation. Like she stole me from the side. I just from the appearances, I thought that I was dancing with somebody's girl,
Right.
and he stole me.
Hey,
So
that's a risk
we
you take.
started getting it in, but now we already here.
Right.
So it's not like I just throw my hands up and let her piece me. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Hey, bro, you know that basketball player, the one that got caught in Russia, lacking with weed?
Yeah, Brittany Griner. Yep.
Yeah, she be one of them guys.
What you say? What you say? She did what?
She be one of them. She's like,
Yeah, fair facts. I mean,
First off, that's not. Go ahead. Never mind.
No, I was gonna say if you listen to Brittany Griner talk, I mean, you wouldn't know, and it depends on what like I said, because Young M.A.'s popular, you may know her, and Brittany Griner you may know her, but like, imagine Brittany Griner running down on you in the club, or let's say it's dark or something like that. You just don't like it's quick, fast, or like what Mikhail just said, like it just happens that fast. You can't think. You won't immediately be able to identify that, and I don't think it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you want to operate with discretion and restraint, but you don't know. And
Well,
I
gotta be honest.
There's no difference between bumping into Ben Simmons, bumping into
that's crazy.
Bro, I was about to say the same thing, Ty.
Hey, Ben Simmons with braids like Brittany Griner.
I was about to say the same thing, Ty. I was gonna say Brittany Griner in the daytime is you couldn't confuse her in the daytime. That you think that's a man.
Come on, man. I gotta chill out, man. Don't do Brittany don't do BG like that, man. Chill out on BG. Well, I mean, but to be fair though, I mean that's how they're presenting. You know what I'm saying? That's the look that she's going for. You know, same with Young M.A. So I mean, at the same time, it's like, well, that's how you present yourself.
Yeah,
so.
if she yell at me like that's a girl, I'll be like, yeah, I'm an equalist.
That's crazy. See, now you're wrong. Equal opportunist is crazy.
And she kissed Katie on the cheek. He almost threw up. He was about to fight her.
Yeah, he said, man, come on now. I saw that. That joint had me crying. But see, you play those games. What you say, Ty?
He ran a gentleman's club. It was in Atlanta. He was playing to be exact. Thought it was Ben Simmons. Wasn't Ben Simmons.
Damn. They talking about what team you play for, the Timberwolves?
That's crazy, bro. Y'all wrong, man.
Boy was like, nah, that's BG.
That's BG, bro. BG. No BS. That's BG. Hey, you kind of skip it out, Ty. I didn't hear that last part.
I said she had got up all the homies like.
Right. Yeah. Take them dads. That's a girl. Not tonight, bitch. That's. Nah, bro. Nah, y'all wrong, bro. Nah, man. Y'all wrong, man. Well, yeah, I mean, you just don't know, though, you know?
Like, I'm 5'9". Homeboy is 5'6".
Right. And BG, what? She about 6'11"?
Right.
6'10"?
Yeah, I got like anything above you, like anything above your height as a man is equal. It's a fair fight. Fuck.
He said, if they taller than you, that's all it take now. Yeah, come on, man. Y'all wildin', man. Y'all wildin'.
Bro, they got the reach advantage, bro. I got to maneuver around that.
You gonna mess around like you would Attack on Titan.
Yeah, bro. Pull out my knife like.
I ain't gonna lie, BG probably putting a couple Negroes down.
I'm telling you. She'll definitely dunk on you. She'll definitely dunk on you.
We gotta deal with that extra height, bro. Not her.
Real.
Come on now, Doc. You getting crazy. Her slow self ain't dunking on nobody, man.
Damn.
That's a grown man. That's pops right there.
He said
Man,
that's
Exactly.
pops, man.
That's his words, not mine.
That's true.
Hey,
Oh yeah, she did say that.
Yeah, I've heard.
hey,
I've heard
Ty,
that
how
before,
strong
too.
was that dap? That dap was strong, wasn't it?
Yo, she grabbed my hand like Andre Drummond.
That's okay.
Oh, you got rebounds out there? Damn.
Like
You gotta kick
you
her
know
in
when
the
you
nuts.
like the hands connect and a nigga pull you in for that hug.
Yeah.
It was one of those. Like,
Oh, y'all wrong. Man kept you telling me you gotta kick her in the nuts, man. Y'all wrong, man. I'm done, man. Y'all wrong, man. Brian Over Jr.
Bro, you the one that brought this up.
Bro.
Huh?
You the one that brought this up. You said you a 2-piece young and made like it was nothing.
Yeah.
No,
Now we wrong?
no. That's not what I said. No, that's
Okay,
not what
what'd
I
you
said.
say? What'd you say?
I said I would not because I
Right.
know it's Young M.A. But I said if somebody
okay,
that
okay.
looked like Young M.A. and I didn't know like they weren't famous and they present themselves in the manner that she did, then I don't think that you could hold it against somebody if they did it because they didn't know. But if I know it's Young M.A. or I know it's Brittany Griner, if I know that I wouldn't do that, bro.
Now,
You
let me
see
ask
how
you
you just trying to
something.
put me? You see how you just trying to talk about I beat up Young
Let me
M.A.
ask you something, dog. Let me ask you something, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If it's Brittany Griner,
Uh-huh.
with the way she be talking,
Mm.
you tell me you wouldn't like, pah!
If I didn't know, but if I knew, then nah, I wouldn't. Now I'll say this though, in y'all defense now, I wouldn't let Brittany Griner fight my lady. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't let her fight my lady. I wouldn't let Young M.A. fight. I wouldn't let Young M.A. fight my lady or any lady that I love. No,
Man, I'm hopping in that.
Yeah, facts. I will say that.
Yeah, we jumping the hell out of Brittany Griner.
That's
That's
so we jumping.
I say one-on-one, you know, but like,
there ain't no one-on-one. You gonna jump her.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look over at my girl like, why ain't you helping?
Exactly. Like, what?
You see how tall she is? Man, you get over here. What you doing?
Oh,
It's crazy. Hey man, nah, y'all wrong, man. Take no dad said 6'9", but got a vert like 38-year-old Larry Bird. Y'all wrong, man. Could have thought it was David B. He said, preacher say you could have thought it was David Benavidez. But y'all wrong, man. Y'all wrong,
Yep.
man. Y'all wrong as hell, bro.
are we though?
Yeah, y'all not too wrong, but y'all wrong still. Oh man.
It's crazy though, cause I just had a crazy situation. I met a girl at some fights, right? And so she had her fight gear on.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I just assumed I knew what was going on or whatever. Like, and so she hit me up after the fight or whatever, and I ended up going to her Facebook, and she got more swag than me. She got more drip than me. I'm
You
like,
feel me?
dang. I'm like,
feel me?
oh, sure. You put that on, like, okay, I would have wore that fit. It's
Right.
hard. And I'm like, but I didn't know. Because I just seen her with the spandex ready to go fight.
Right.
I assumed I knew what was going on. Real pretty face. I assumed I
Right.
knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out what was going on. That's bruh and them. I'm like, oh,
Hey, bro, some of
Hey,
them be
it's funny
cleaning up,
as
man.
hell.
Some of them
That
be cleaning
burner.
up. Hey, some of them be cleaning up nice though, boy. I ain't gonna hold you. Especially like in the WNBA too. They be, hey, you wouldn't even know.
Same thing happened to me in Vegas when I met this girl named Lupita.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop her IG in the motherfucking chat.
Hey.
Is that the
bad.
one that wanted to? Is that the one that wanted to fight Clone?
Nah, that's O'Shea.
Hey, yeah, Clone, don't fight that one, man.
I ain't gonna fight her. I'm gonna run from that one.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, Shay,
I don't want the problem.
Shay,
I don't want the problem, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
She looks
I
strong.
saw her in her regular clothes. I didn't know she was one of them.
Hey. Yeah.
Anytime you see a chick in the gym and they're not with somebody, just know she a fighter.
for sure. Found
You
out after
said anytime you
hard.
see a chick in the gym and she's not with somebody, she a fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She in there for herself type stuff, training and stuff.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Let me check out this IG real quick.
I think I sent her to you before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, y'all know who Lupita is.
Like
Oh yeah,
every
yeah,
bit of 5 foot.
yeah. You said it before.
Yeah, I know who Lupita is. She turned too. She got skills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we need
That's
to
what I'm
interview
saying.
her.
I don't understand why women's boxing can't grow. Like
You said you need to interview her?
Yeah.
this is a star.
Put her on the platform. You feel me?
I'm
We
saying
calling everybody on.
how do
Dang.
how do you not be able to market this? Like
Right.
this is very marketable.
You're right. Shout out to Jay Paul, though. He trying to do his thing. Don't forget to smack that like button. Al Booger in the building. Big member in the building. What's good, my brother?
And she can wrestle too.
Who she fight? Who she turned the nose says?
913 boxer. What's good, brother? My mom told me never hit a lady, but you can slap the got a bitch. Hey, man, y'all going to jail, man. I'm not going with y'all, man. I'm not going.
You the one that started this whole conversation.
That's
you
crazy.
can't back out now.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
You know what's funny? Like my fiance, right? We was talking. She's like, "Oh, would you ever hit a woman?" I looked at her dead in her eyes. I said, "Hell the fuck yeah!" and she took a second, right? And then I was like, "So let me put it in perspective for you. If we outside and some girl start dragging you, I'm beating the shit out that bitch.
That's a fact.
I gotta protect you. I gotta protect you regardless. It don't matter if it's a female or a male. I'm beating that ass."
Yeah, that's a fact. I would say that. The only way I'm not, if it's like my girl or my mom's or my niece or something, the only way I'm not stopping is if she's winning. If she losing, it's bing, 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 bing.
And I'm not holding my girl back either.
No,
I'm grabbing the other chick and pulling her.
Facts.
Yeah, why do people always grab the person that they with?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, hell no. You get hit for it.
What's crazy? I seen a video.
Yeah, I don't know about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I seen a video and it was like a guy. He started some shit with this lady, and then her man came in, and then the guy had something like a pipe wrench or something on his hand.
Damn.
So the guy was gonna rush to him and cut the distance, so he don't get the full swing, or he can take him down.
Right.
And the lady held him back, and since she held him back, the pipe wrench went right to the jaw.
Ooh, pipe it up. Like the Migos.
Yeah, and then you see the comments, I'm crazy because I like to read the comments because they're funny.
Yeah,
but it's like, everybody was like, oh, that guy in the pipe wrench, he's a coward and this and that. I'm like, no, the lady's in the wrong. What the fuck do you mean?
Damn. Yeah. Pipe it up. Pipe it up. Pipe it up. Pipe wrench?
Pipe wrench is diabolical.
I'm telling you.
You was trying to catch an attempted murder with a pipe wrench. Like, what are you doing?
I'm telling, and it's so funny because that you just said about holding back the person. I was just watching the Charles Barkley clip where he was talking about when he held Larry Bird, and people talk about that he did it on purpose. He said no, he was just but he held the right person. He's like, yeah, I'm glad I held Larry Bird because Julius Erving's Dr. J's my teammate. Dr. J got like 4 or 5 licks on Larry, man. Shout out to Larry Ledger, but he got pieced up that day.
Clean licks too. Some clean ones.
Yeah, clean one. Bing, 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 bing. And Charles Barkley, yeah, that's what he said. They jumped him, but Charles Barkley said, "No, I wasn't trying to jump it. I was trying to break it up." Everybody like, "Yeah, all right, Chuck. You was trying to hold him." So Dr. J was get the licks in.
Hey, I used to love to watch them fight in the back of the day because they did those.
They used to fight. Yeah, they would fight. Now it's just like.
You gotta watch
WNBA. Flying elbows inside, like the rebounds. It'll start with the flying elbows.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
And then the next thing you know, they're in the crowd fighting.
Yep.
Then the crowd is getting in. Yep. Then somebody's punching a fan. Then the baby gets punched.
Punching a fan. It's crazy.
I'm reading the baby always gets punched.
Oh no, that's the Malice in the Palace.
Malice in the Palace. Facts. Shout out to Ron Artest.
Really happened. I don't know about the baby. I don't know if a baby got punched, but everybody else did.
That's a fact.
They was in the stands with it. I remember watching that as a kid. I was like, "What?"
Bruh, that was lit. Yep. But my favorite part was when Jermaine O'Neal slid in and punched a
Superman punch. He
like
slid. Wow. It looked choreographed. That was
Now
dope.
they think they're bad just because they're like, "Yeah, I see you outside," and then they're the first one to get on the bus.
Right. Now they was thumping, but that Malice in the Palace was going crazy. Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal.
Hey, you can say though those NBA teams, they was real teams. Like they was real like teammates. They really love their teammates because that's the thing.
Exactly.
In today's
Exactly.
NBA, if they see a teammate going to the stands, they like, man, he getting fined by himself. It's
Yep.
over with.
They
It's
sure is.
my
Yep.
career. He
Yep.
tripping.
Yep.
And they're gonna be at the
Yeah.
press conference like, I just don't know what happened. I don't know what got into him. You know, like,
bro.
He said, I just don't know what happened, what got into him.
Yep. And then Arteta
Yo,
make
you
the
Vernon,
world peace. Facts.
Vernon Maxwell ran into the stands, but nobody was crazy enough to try to find him back.
Oh yeah, Mad Max. That's Mad Max. They know that. You gotta leave Mad Max alone.
see, that's just because if you ever been to Detroit, you would understand that the Detroitians are built different. Them is some different type fans. Detroit, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, like them is some different type fans. Like everywhere else, fans are probably gonna talk, and then when they see how big dude is, they like, man, nah, forget this. Them fans, they gonna jump you. They at least try to jump you. Like
Gonna
it's
jump
only
you.
one. Yeah, there's only one of them. Let's get them. And they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They gonna at least try to. Somebody got to dive in there and help.
Right.
Because they was definitely if they wouldn't have went up there, they was definitely just gonna jump Ron Artest for sure.
I'm
It
telling
might have
you.
been like 10 people, but
Rasheed Wallace said that the Mountain Palace wasn't really in Detroit, so they kind of got lucky that it wasn't.
they did. They was just Detroit fans there, but I think the stadium was under reconstruction, but it wasn't actually in Detroit. Because if it would have been in, man, listen,
Yeah, if it would have been in Detroit,
More people too.
they wouldn't have made it out.
Yeah.
man, listen, because it would have been too many ninjas in there.
It'd
They
been way
just
too
getting
many.
their guns in Detroit, all types of stuff in the stadium. Like it's just. That's just how, man. Listen, you really go to Detroit, you really understand what I'm talking about. Like it's a different place. Like I was there at one point, and you know this was in a different life, and we was there to do some business, and I was just like, listen, bro, get me out of here because I just don't know where it's coming from. Somebody's going back doors, shoot me in the back of the head. Something. I just feel it. I feel the death coming on. Like these brothers is different. They built different. I'm
They
cool.
move different, huh?
Get me
Yeah, I've
out
never
of
been
here.
to Detroit.
Get me
Yeah, I've
out
been
of
out
here.
there.
When you see whole neighborhoods of bandos, you know this is not an area I should be in.
Oh
Mhm.
This
yeah,
look
yeah,
like
yeah.
this look like Baghdad. It's been 3 streets
He's
until we
in
got to a
Boston
house
fans like that too. Yep. Yeah,
until we
yeah.
got
I've
a
been out
house
there.
where somebody lives there. Like this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Nah,
always crazy.
you know what had me dying with that shit? The fucking dude that ran down the steps to run our test, and he like caught the Holy Ghost and realized he fucked up,
Yep.
and he tried to go back.
Yep.
I don't remember
Too
that
late.
part. I missed
Too
that
late.
one.
Yeah.
That was the white boy. He got his ass beat.
Yeah,
That was the one who got it the
too
worst.
late. Yeah, it was too late. He's just too
He
late.
got beat. He
Mhm.
I
thought
like
about it
when
like, ooh, I don't want to be first.
my friend. I like when Ron Artest first ran upstairs and the dude was cheering, and then he realized that he was about to get hit. He's like, "No, it's not me. I didn't do it."
That joke is
They
crazy,
start
man.
pointing. He threw it.
He threw it right. Snitching. Well, fellas, man, I'm gonna go ahead and slide, man. Y'all can chill and chop it up, man. I'm gonna go handle some business, man. Give me some food and stuff too.
I gotta go on a run, fellas. Hold it down.
Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all rocking,
Hey,
man. Shout out to my
appreciate
guy Ty, Kendrick, Lakai, I got Clone and Oscar, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
closing statements, bro. What had to do closing statements?
Oh, let's get the closing statement. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. We gonna start off with Oscar. Go ahead. We gonna go for Oscar and work our way up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Closing statement. Though ZURDO is in fraud watch, Albertaya is still on fraud watch too. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. Go ahead, talk to me, Clone.
Hey, appreciate y'all once again, man. Everybody have a blessed day. Ain't no way Jake Paul should be ranked. And Doc, man, I don't agree with what Doc was saying when he said he beat up younger man Brittany Griner.
I knew he was gonna say that. Go ahead, talk to me, Kendrick. Oh my goodness.
I think it's just funny. I think it's just ironic and funny that this is now the second Shakur opponent that didn't fight and now is going after Tank. There's something in the air, and I don't like it.
Who was the first? Who was the first one? Am I tripping? Who was the first one?
Ghost
Martin.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Ty. Talk to me.
All right, I'm gonna keep it slick with y'all. I got Scooter over Oshaki. Bud over Canelo.
Hey.
Tank over Roach.
Hey.
Over Norman.
Hey.
Boots over Tellus.
Bro, stop playing, bro. That better not be next, bro. Stop it, bro.
I said Boots over Tellus.
Oh Lord, poor Tellus, bro. That's
I
messed
got
up,
Doc
bro.
over MA.
Hey, shout out to my boy. That's crazy, bro. I'm not fighting MA chat. That's crazy.
But to be fair to what Ty said, we did this, bro. We did this. Taylor's was
That's on the undercard of ZURDO, Jake Paul.
Doc and MA, that's crazy. Hey,
I got 40 on Doc, boy.
Hey.
I'm gonna take the loan out and I'm gonna put it all in Doc.
Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all chill out.
First round KO.
Oh my goodness, bro. Y'all wildin', man. I'm gonna tag one of y'all in. I'm gonna get the Schofield's Riyadh season sickness. Call y'all for a late replacement. Well, shoot. All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all boys rocking, man. Always.
All right, be easy,
yeah, God bless. Yo, shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. For real, man. Shout out to all the love we received, man. Got a lot of love, particularly from Oscar, man. Oscar, like I said, my boy Oscar is, you know, I don't want to disclose any information and stuff like that, but please keep Oscar and the Perez family in your prayers. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. That is crazy, man. You know, we talked about the Tellus stuff, so I ain't gonna lie. I like Jonas Tellus. I mean, this would be a good test for Jerron Boots in this. I just debut at 154, but I don't think Tellus should fight Boots. So, but if it does happen, I got Boots, you know, and it makes sense, you know, with him being the WBA champion, moving up to 154, you know, get a shot at the WBA interim champion, which is Jonas Tellus, and we know the WBA super champion is Terrence Crawford. So, you know, Tellus will probably be elevated as soon as Terrence Crawford and Canelo fight. I don't know why they're dragging their feet with it, but whatever. So. Yeah, that fight makes sense, man. I don't really I like Jonas Tellus. I think it's a little too soon, but hey, he's fighting somebody coming up. You never know, man. He's a good fighter, so we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate y'all rocking as always, man. Y'all take care of yourselves. Let's go through this love that we received today, man. Received a lot of love. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez dropping that big 50 piece on us, bro. I don't think that's definitely the first time we received a 50 piece, man. I think we received a 100 piece before, but I don't know. But shout out to Oscar for the big love with the 50 piece, man, coming through like a boss. Man, that's super love, man. Like I said, man, we're not huge yet, you know, but we will get there. Good Lord willing, we're gonna be the biggest boxing channel. We're gonna be the biggest sports podcast channel, but not just the biggest boxing, but we got to get to the boxing part first. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy, we was talking about earlier about looking ahead, you know what I'm saying? But the support that I get right now from a select few is very strong. Shout out to D1 for renewing that membership for the 2 months. Shout out to my guy Clone for the $5. Shout out to Oscar for the $5. And shout out to Oscar again with the big 20 piece. He said, hey man, He ain't done showing the love, man. He came through with the big 20 piece again with that Berlanga. Hey. Got Berlanga twerking in the chat. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all rocking as always, man. I'm gonna go ahead and slide. Also, too, I want to say again, man, for those of you that missed it earlier, you know, I'm going through a slight little schedule change. You know what I'm saying? So it might be inconsistent for the next week or so, but you know, we're still gonna try to go live as much as possible. But so you can anticipate some a little bit inconsistency in the streaming schedule. I'm going through a slight little schedule change, so got some things going on, but we'll see how it goes though, man. But I'm still gonna be on here as often as possible. But yeah, so just be patient with your boy as far as consistency goes, as far as you know, the time and stuff like that. But we should still be on, man. I appreciate y'all rocking as always. Don't forget to smack that like button, but most importantly, remember, with God we could do anything. Without God we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.